Um, so last week when last time we recorded, when I said only idiots are gonna buy the new Horus Heresy box set.
Yeah, I remember that quite clearly. You said only idiots are going to
You're
buy
pretty
the
rude.
new Horus Heresy box set.
Yeah, so I bought the new Heresy box set.
Well, welcome to the FineCast. I'm here. I'm Sultan. I'm with Brap, who's an idiot, and Chris. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
I'm Brap Scullion, and yeah, listen. I need to set my stall out. I have bought the Heresy box set, but I've just done that as a bit of a clickbaity sort of intro, get them hooked. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna explain myself, and hopefully you understand. I'm not playing Heresy. I don't want to play Heresy. But when they announced the price of all those Space Marines at £140, I just couldn't not buy that box set. It's insane.
I'm going to play Heresy. I'm putting it out there. I'm going to play it. I want to play Heresy.
I think you can have an amazing one game of Heresy and then never play it ever again after you've painted all the models and ruined them all to play one game of Heresy. I'm into it.
Do you know what I bought?
What did you buy?
I bought the big God of War tank. Kratos.
Nice.
Kratos.
Yeah.
The Kratos.
I'm excited. He's got a melter wiener or whatever it is. Big melter gun that shoots 36 inches for some
big
reason.
long melter gun.
Yeah.
It's got bellows on it for some reason. I don't know why it's got bellows
I'm a
on it.
fan.
It looks cool as fuck.
Why doesn't everything have bellows?
Everything should have bellows.
In that box, Sultan's worked it out. Sultan, so it's different for Chaos and Loyalists, but in 40k, Sultan, how many points were you saying for both of them to me earlier?
So this is with the 8th edition Chaos points at the moment, but like the Chaos is like 1,600 points, which I imagine will only go up when their book comes out. But for the Marines, and here's the real deal: £140, everything in that box, 1995 points. As a captain, a lieutenant, they're not like WYSIWYG loadout because you can't take like Volkite Chargers or whatever it is they got. But like captain, lieutenant, 4 squads of 10-man tactical Marines, 2 5-man squads of Terminators, or 1 10-man if you like, a Spartan, which is like 500 points by itself, and then the Dreadnought. It's a lot.
Wow. That's cool, man. That's really good.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Indomitus came out and that was really good? That was
like
an amazing deal.
Wicked.
This is even better money than Indomitus. So I've split it with super fan of the show, Mordy and John. He's a fan of this show, fanboy if you will. He's a bit into us and it's a bit weird, but it's all right. He's a bit of an odd man. But
are you hedging your bets that he's gonna pass from old age before you actually have to give him the other half of the box? He's got to be 97, 98.
It's a fine window. I'm just thinking if I can duck him for another couple of weeks, then he'll just crumble to dust, right?
So for those who don't know, those who aren't part of our inner circle of friends, which is probably most people listening, guys.
Almost everyone listening.
We need to say Mordy and John is one of our friends. He's a lovely DZ TV regular, and he's really old.
He is
really
super
fucking old, yeah.
It's like fucking decrepit. But I'm splitting the box with him, so 70 quid each. And we just get so many Space Marines for £70. It's unbelievable.
I think that there is good value there for Renegade. If you want to play them as Chaos Space Marines, Renegade Space Marines, or Night Lords, or Iron Warriors, or anyone like that who's not super chaosified, I reckon you could get wicked mileage from it. I reckon because you could potentially play that as a Horus Heresy force, but you can also migrate most of it into a Chaos Space Marine force. As a Chaos player, I'm just saying that's what I looked at first of all. I was like, that could be Iron Warriors / Night Lords / your own Renegade chapter that's just...
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking at, actually. So I Liam has had the Death Guard army that I painted arrive again from Games Workshop, and I'm going to get them back at an event we're going to soon. So I'm hoping, like, when they get back, I don't know what the new Chaos book looks like, but I'm really hoping there's like some cool Renegade rules or something, just because they're not really Chaosy and I can't really use them as Death Guard. So I'm hoping when they do drop a new thing. That's my dog.
Sultan,
Sorry.
explain to the listeners what you are talking about here. You got to big yourself up here, bro.
Well, it's because I mentioned it last week. I don't want to say it again. Like, well, okay.
You mentioned it last week.
Yeah, but there's no concurrent listeners, Christopher.
Oh, fair. Yeah, okay. Well, okay. I got asked by Winters and Liam, who were in turn asked by Games Workshop to paint the new Age of Darkness box. So like trickle down economics. They couldn't be bothered, so I did it. And I painted all 54 minis in the box in like a week, and I got like RSI from it, so I didn't paint for a while. So they got sent. They're featured on Warhammer Community under the Death Guard Legion, which is pretty cool. Little hobby goal for me reached, and I'm getting them back now. And you know what? After seeing them in a couple of pictures, I'm actually quite excited to receive them again. Previously, I didn't know what I was going to do with them because I'm like, well, they're Death Guard, but I don't really play Horus Heresy. I play 40k. So I don't know how to use these guys, but Renegades is a cool way to go. So I've kind of gone with their Isfahan 3 survivors, which is the planet where the traitor legions turned on themselves before going off and fighting everyone else. And they got lost in the warp. And now they're here in the time of the game that we all actually play.
Yeah, and they're like, what the fuck is going on, bro?
Why what's happening?
Space Marines way bigger than us. What's going on?
Yeah, why does everyone hate us? Oh, wait, our colours, yeah.
You could also get a bit freaky with it and do some mild mutations the longer they come out from the warp. So you could have like Death Shroud, like you could use Blight Lords, use the thingy-bobs as Blight Lords, the Cataphracti, but you could do Death Shroud a bit weird, just maybe a solitary tentacle here or there just slipping out from underneath the clothes. You know, the higher ups have just got a little bit something freaky going on, not too much, keeping it under wraps. That could be kind of cool. A little
bit of streaking grime on the back of their arse plates, I guess. What I don't know
where they've run out of toilet paper.
Right, Chris. Yeah. Right, Chris. You've ruined it. We were having a nice chat about Warhammer, and then you got to talk about the Death Guard shitting themselves. Anyway, for God's sake, right? We're gonna get it back on track. Then we'll go to the topic. Listen, we've been talking for 7 long, arduous minutes, and everyone's not here to listen to about me buying the Horus Heresy box or Sultan's excellent painting and his RSI. Last episode, we did Primarch Top Trumps. We did Primarch Top Trumps.
We did
the Loyalists.
Yeah.
And we left it for round 2 today. Strap in, we're going to do the Traitor Primarchs, which is, I think, I'm a big loyalist, but I think there's some spicy meatballs. This will be a blast to be had.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah, there is. So let's do a special intro for it. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, I won't interrupt this time.
Primarch Top Trumps, Traitor Edition. That's pretty good.
That was so professional. Well done. Yeah, that's good.
Right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I make 9 Primarchs. If I've forgotten one, I don't care. But let's go. Primarch number 1. We got no time to waste.
We got
Primarch.
Do you want to remind everyone of the categories?
I was just going to say that, Sultan. I can't say we don't have concurrent listeners and then not talk about the categories. We've got
you hypocrite.
Yeah. This is everyone's first. Look, there's going to be no fucking chance that you're going to listen to this podcast and go, I can't wait for another one. You're like, right, that's enough. But there's just so many people giving us that first chance. So
we're amazing at advertising, but not retention.
Exactly. Like me and my GCSEs. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to rate each of the Traitor Primarchs. We've got 6 categories, and we're going to give them points out of 10 for each category. Now, I know what you're thinking, Rapscallion. Is it going to be about Horus Heresy stuff? Is it going to be about proper generalship, attack ability, proper important factors? Is it fuck? We have got category number 1, haircut points. Category number 2, triple hard bastard ability. Category number 3, skinning people alive skill. Category number 4, how much does he hate his dad scale. Category number 5, cool gimmick factor. And category number 6, the pint hypothesis. So we're going to go through all, for each Primarch, we're going to go through them, discuss it, and give them points out of 10 for those 6 categories. Now also, if you're new to this is going to be heavily biased. This is going to be fucking nonsense. This is a nonsense podcast. This is what it is, factually accurate. So
it is factually accurate.
Take it to the bank, baby.
And Barp is going to be writing down a everything that we come up with. So by the end of it, we will have a full Primark set of Top Trumps with all the stats written down, ready to go. And then we're going to ring up Top Trumps. We're going to say, guys, we've got your next big thing here. And then you're never going to hear from us again because we're going to be
No, we're not going to
sipping. We're going
to live off the royalties.
We're not going to phone up
in Baltimore Regis. All right,
we're not going to phone up and say this is the next big thing. We're going to phone up and say, "Hey, Top Trumps, guess who did your fucking job better than you?" And they'll be like, "What?" And then next thing we know, Brap's no longer called Brap. He's Mr. Trump. He's Mr. Top Trump, and he's the one walking around with a deck of cards. He's walking around. His front is the face of like Gandalf with a bunch of stats, and his back is Horus because he created that. And we'll be like, "Wow, Brap's done so well. He's turned into a card."
What's that on his back? What's that on his back? On his lower back with his plate of armor? Is it a little bit of streaking grime? No, he shat himself. Listen, Chris,
tentacle.
There's someone we know called Bad Boy Joe Banner. Bad Boy, the baddest boy in town.
Banana. Yeah.
Is he a listener? Is he a listener of the show? Do you know?
I mean, he probably listened to one of them once and then was like,
as we said, advertisement, not retention.
Listen. If he listens to this, Bad Boy Joe Banner, the baddest boy ever to exist, he's a graphic designer. He's a graphic designer, and he's an amazing graphic designer. So what I'm saying is, if you know him and you're listening to this, or Joe, if you're listening to this, and you want to make a deck of Top Trump cards with these points
for no money or recognition,
maybe we can give it out. No money. Well, at least 3 people will see it when we hand it out on Instagram and we do posts about it. You know what I'm saying, Joe? We'll be in touch, or hopefully someone will peer pressure you into it. Chris, play the drum roll. Let's get on to the first Primark.
All right. The first Primark is... I'm buying time because I'm trying to
You're padding for time. You're padding for time. You knew this was going to come up. Oh my God. Is that streaking grime? No, it's Mortarion, Primark of the Death Guard. Here we go. Right. So,
smell this
haircut
hot
points.
Customer,
Haircut points out of 10. Now,
here's a question.
Oh, we need to get the Forgeworld models up. Hang on.
I was going to say we are basing this off of their Horus Heresy era appearance, right?
Does he have hair?
He does, and it's rank. It's horrible.
I bet it's like my granddad's hair when he was alive, like just a bit greasy but really thin. I bet it was like that.
Yeah, I think it is a bit.
I'm having a look.
That. I mean,
let's have a look. Come on, Mortarion.
Is that his hair or a hood? I think that's his hood.
Well, it's all under the hood, but I think
one ugly motherfucker.
He's got lank, greasy hair.
Here he is. Hello, Mortarion.
Like Severus Snape, but ill.
Yeah.
You're not going to have nice hair if you're always wearing a hood either. It's like if you wear a baseball cap.
Exactly,
underneath, it's horrible.
Or a helmet all the time, yeah.
There's no redeeming features, right? So either he's got hair and it's not nice under the hood, or he's got no hair. But that is going to be, even if he's got no hair, remember, they don't get points for how long the hair is. It's like the style. But it's going to be a sweaty scalp, that, if he's bald, isn't it? Sweat
dandruff.
It's got to be a 1 because it's just going to be rank. There's no...
There's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, right? Points. It's going to be like, when you've made some lovely spaghetti, but then, a bit always falls out in the colander as you've washed, as you've emptied out the pasta water. That's, in a couple of hours later, you're like, oh, I've had a lovely dinner. I'm going to go tidy up now. And you come back to tidy up and there's just one left in the sink. That's Mortarion's hair.
Yeah.
Greasy, slimy, disgusting, and you recoil inside your own body when you touch it.
At the bottom of the sink. The worst.
So, yes.
Do you think he's got like a single strand of hair then? Just like he's got like a colander thread.
One sentient strand of hair, yeah.
But
it's a big like a dreadlock.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's going to be grey. It's going to be dishwater grey. Let's just...
He saw Jacket's once and went, nah.
Nobody's enjoying this. Nobody's enjoying this. Right.
I am.
Triple hard bastard ability. Now, he is quite hard because he's quite resilient and disgusting, but he's and he's got a big scythe. He's pretty hard.
Right, let me tell you something about Mortarion as well. And this is the problem. This is one of the things with him. You have to give him his hard bastard points because in the books and in the narrative, the Death Guard drink fucking poisons and acids and shit just because they can to make themselves
just stupid.
harder. Yeah, to make And in one of the books, in one of the Horus Heresy,
stupid idiots.
I can't remember where it is. In one of the books, he drinks from this little flask, and then another guy drinks from it, and it's like, oh my god, it's like acid, and it's killing me on the inside. And he just drinks it like it's nothing, right? So, if you saw some toothless, like horrible single spaghetti strand hair man like come out of the bog and then down a glass of acid, you'd be like, all right, I don't really want to fuck with that guy. So I reckon he gets a few hard bastard points for that. And his farming tool.
I'm gonna counterpoint that, because if I let's say we're at school and that was like, oh, that's Keith. He's eaten that many bad kebabs that he is immune to bad kebabs. He would like, the girls wouldn't be going, such a tough guy. They'd be like, that's Garlic Keith, the kebab monster. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
but then you don't fuck with Keith because he's got that strength. You know?
Yeah.
No, Keith.
That scary strength.
Keith has just got an immune system which has allowed him to get over his Donna crisis. He's not going to be stronger for it.
In the apocalypse, Keith will be there, taking out like rotten rat corpse meat out of the gutter and eating it and being like, it's fine, guys, it's fine. While everyone else is throwing their guts up. Keith will survive.
I can taste what my dinner had for dinner.
Chris, what are you suggesting?
I think we're floating around a 5 or a 6, I think. Because he's got a farming tool for a weapon and he can drink acid. 5 or 6.
I'll give. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Sultan, what do you think? What are you saying?
I fucking forgot we were rating him, didn't I? I was just getting in my mind of Keith the kebab eater, like just thinking about him.
Just obsessed.
Good old Keith.
Yeah, triple R bastard. I'd probably give him a 6 because he's a fucking pain to kill.
Okay,
there we go.
Right, I'm gonna go with a 5 then. I'll move it down to 5 because I think he's pretty tough, and he likes acid. Like that is.
If we were doing 40k where he's a demon Primarch and he's massively he's like,
he'd be like a 9 or 10.
He'd be a hard bastard. Yeah. But we're talking about skinnier, gaunt, slightly sickly,
slimy Mortarion
from back in the day.
Pre-bulk he's going to be Mortarion.
Yeah.
We're going to go with a 6.
Not gone to the gym yet.
I'll tell you what, because what we've said, though, is we're encapsulating 40k as our whims dictate. So we'll put him up to 6 because we'll put a little bit of that thinking about 40k
Yeah, he's going to be a tough nut at some point in the future.
Because he's got potential.
All right.
Right. Skinning people alive skill, 0.
0, mate.
How much does he hate his dad? Now, how much does Mortarion hate his dad?
I think quite
he hates
strongly.
his dad a lot. Yeah.
Does he?
I think like a good 7 maybe. Or 8. There's going to be a lot of dad hating in this episode, I think.
Do you think he hates the Emperor because the Emperor said, "Come here, son," and he got in from school or like Space Marine school or whatever? He goes, "Come
Stop
here, son,"
eating kebabs.
And he goes, "Now listen. I know why everyone's making fun of you, and it's because you need deodorant, but you haven't started using it yet. Let's get you some right guard." And instead of him taking it like, "Thanks, Dad," he's gone, "Dad's out to get me. I'm going to listen to some Cold Chamber. Fuck you, Dad."
We got to be careful. I think we should bring it down to a 5 because I've just remembered Mortarion is Mortarion's Legion are the ones that turn to chaos through absolute forced at gunpoint. So Mortarion's a good lad. His Death Guard are good lads. But they are all infected with a horrible plague on a ship, and Mortarion basically has to turn around and says, "Fine, fuck it, I'll join Nurgle. Just don't let anybody die."
Isn't that just why he joined Nurgle, though? Yeah, because he still went Renegade before that, though. That was after Istvan.
Yeah, but in terms of the Chaos
he did lots of killing.
It's more like bro, because the problem is you've got loyalty.
He did kill a whole bunch of people.
And loyalty, yeah, but everyone killed a whole bunch of people. The Ultramarines.
Yeah, this was apparently because this was 8-foot tall white people. This was a really bad thing. When they're killing other races and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, all in a day's work. But as soon as it's like Space Marines, it's like this matters. Yeah, this matters.
All right, I think we should give him like a 5 or a 6 again because he's not the most dad hating of them all.
Right, let's for the sake of balance,
in 30K
because
that is we're talking.
We're gonna get some pretty fucking ripe individuals coming up. So we'll say a 5 because he's kind of down the middle. Like he's a traitor, but he's kind of not. So for he's a 5 out of 10. Now,
sure.
Cool gimmick factor. Now this has to be low because his gimmick is that he stinks.
He stinks. He's gross. Yeah,
he's just every teenager.
His gimmick is that he is a disgusting critter. Like that is not a cool gimmick.
No, it's not a cool gimmick. Again, you could go back to the fact that he used a farming tool because he led like a rebellion against. He got the farmers and led a rebellion against these mountain fucking tyrants, which was kind of cool at the time. But then what he turns into after that, what he gets from that is that basically he can not wash. He doesn't wash. They don't wash their armor.
Yeah, I guess they didn't have soap on his planet.
I reckon it's got to be a 2 or a 3 because I think there are a couple of little bits that are cool that he's done, but it's very much overshadowed by the fact that he smells like an ass.
I think it's going to be. I think a 2 is generous for me. He stinks. He's got a gun named after a light. It's called after a fucking.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
and he's got a scythe. He's got nice wings, but
no, he doesn't. That's that in the future.
We're talking about the Pantheon. We're talking about the whole thing, not just 30K. I think a 2. Sultan, what do you reckon?
Yeah, he's just that kid that after PE just goes in, puts his shirt on, and goes back to school. Like, that's not.
It's not a cool gimmick that he smells. I mean,
no, don't encourage that behavior. Yeah,
his little kids get like tentacles and stuff, which is kind of cool, but that's not him. That's not his gimmick. He didn't have. If he was like a massive fucking weird pink tentacles, I'd be into it. Right, 2. Now, if the pint hypothesis isn't a 0, I'm fucking rioting. Because there is no chance in hell I ever want to go for a drink with Mortarion. Because he fucking stinks.
Stinky lad, yeah. Now, I was going to try and go down the route of, I reckon Mortarion would be the guy who, when you're out, right, he goes, you're all out, you're starting to warm up, and he's got his rucksack under the table, right? And he pulls his rucksack out, and he's got like a Evian bottle in there that he's filled up with some alcohol. He's nicked out of his dad's alcohol cup, and he's like, "Oh, check this out!" And it's horrible, but it's like super brutal, high strength, like cheap fucking vodka. Yeah. And I reckon he would be the guy for that. For that reason, I'd give him a 1. But for the other reason that you're talking about, he can't go higher than a 1 because no one wants to sit with someone who stinks like an arse.
He wouldn't have a bottle of his dad's top shelf or even his dad's strongest. He'd have a bottle of stomach bile, like you said previously, and he'd be like, I'm drinking this concoction I've made from earwax and stuff like that. A disgusting creature proving what he can drink.
Yeah,
he's getting fucking 0. He's
right, bin him off then. Yeah,
you'd have to call the police.
There's no chance. Yeah. There's even like off. Bring back Corvus Corax. Bring back fucking Corvus Corax. I'd go for a pint with him.
At least we feel sorry for him.
Rogel Dawn.
Like, yeah, you're walking down the street and like a public toilet door kicks open. The guy comes out with the toilet bowl drinking. That's Mortarion.
Yeah,
I just don't want to
know.
Do
you want to have a chat with Rogel Dawn about building walls, or do you want to sit with this fucking smelly cunt and you'd be like, oh,
I've got Rogel Dawn.
About fucking
right, Rogel.
About archways and mortar and how good a perfectly balanced
how stable
archway
the structure is.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's a fulcrum. Well, that shit. Mortarion as well. Like, you know when you go to a festival and you smell the toilet, Mortarion would smell like that all the time. And you know when you're
with the chemical smell, yeah.
Yeah.
So the shit and the chemicals together, yeah. Ooh,
yeah, the kind of festival people shit in the urinals.
Every festival then. Mortarion's end results. Haircut points 1, generous. Triple R bastard ability 6. Skinning people alive skill 0. How much does he hate his dad scale 5. Cool gimmick factor 2. And the pint hypothesis is 0. Thank you very much, Mortarion of the Death Guard. Right.
Brilliant.
Let's go. Are you ready for Primarch number 2?
Okay.
Yes. Okay, now. Primarch number 2 is Lorgar of the Word Bearers.
Ooh. Oh, this
Aurelian.
Now, this is interesting because that is exactly what he is. He is a world-class wanker. Like, that's his. Yeah. that's his whole arc. He's a dick.
Yeah.
So, Let me just get up his model. So we're going to go with haircut points because, some of the baddest bastards in the world have nice hair. So we've got to have a look and see what his hair looks like.
Well, he's gone for a bit of...
0.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hasn't he got Colchizian runes in his head?
Yeah, I think he does, mate.
Well, I think that might be...
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is that Erebus that I'm thinking of, though? I can't remember if Lorgar... You can call him whatever you want.
Erebus.
Right? It's not a fucking
Erebus
that we use anymore.
Is that the Speedy Gonzalez pronunciation?
I've got a mate called Erebus, and he doesn't like being called Erebus. All right. Yeah. Anyway,
now listen. On the model, he's got face tattoos, and usually, I'm not a prude, but at 35 years old, I think face tattoos are a bit daft because when it inevitably becomes uncool to have face tattoos.
Oh no, with something written like life. Written under your eye.
With like lazy boy written under your eyeball, or like hot pocket written over an eyelash. It's not cool. But Lorgar's sat here. He's got a bald head. Half his face is covered in runes. He looks badass to fuck.
He looks
I think if he's gonna
like a ball bag. Look at that face.
Come on, let's.
Yeah, he kind of. The Forgeworld is making him out to look like a ball bag, but He does have half a face covered in tattoos. So if you're going to go bold, like Chris, have you considered getting some Colchizian runes on half of your head?
I was thinking, Colchizian runes for and you know what? He does look like a ball bag. Jesus Christ,
that's Forgeworld. That's Forgeworld.
That's Forgeworld. But I think he's working with
bollock-headed prick.
And the Colchizian runes are pretty cool.
I think it's high. He
given the
badass.
context, he needs. Yeah, let's.
We're talking about
I'd
hair.
go as far as like a 7 or an 8 there.
I was gonna go for an 8. Chris Sultan. What are you saying?
I'm gonna stop looking at his face because I'm like, what is this guy doing? Yeah.
Just put your hand over the eyes.
Put my hand up against the screen. Yeah. Wrinkly little head with God, he does just look like a bollock, doesn't he? Yeah. I'll give him a 6 or 7.
It's working.
Yeah, I'll give him a 6.
Right, so we're gonna. If he gives him a 6, so it's gonna go down to 7. I'm happy with that.
Give him
I think
7.
if he had a better model, I think he'd be up to the 9s. But unfortunately, it's just that's just the way it is. Now, the next category is triple R bastard ability. Is Lorgar a triple R bastard?
Right, there's 2 ways of looking at this, right? So, people find him whiny. Okay. Kind of. Now, a couple of things. He's got a massive fucking scrap made. Basically, if you read his history, like what he was before, he does a lot of scrapping, right? There's no doubt in my mind that he is actually a hard bastard. He just gets really preachy in a really boring. It's like a massive weightlifter who becomes like a Mormon or a Jehovah's Witness. Right. There's a side to him that's like, you're really letting yourself down. But on the other side, I know you can beat the shit out of someone, and I know that you've knocked Gilliman on his fucking ass. So I think he deserves points for being a brutal, violent bastard. He does smash someone's head into paste with that giant mace as well.
The big mace.
Didn't he get like a wedgie from Korax though? Essentially,
like they've all essentially
like if you like you just got kicked to death by.
They're brothers, mate. They've all nuggied each other and
they've all battered
each other out,
but just not killed each other. Apart from the ones that got their head cut off.
Apart from ones that did kill each other. Yeah.
I think haircut. Ferris Manus
coming up.
Decapitated. So
I think Lorgar needs some credit because he's gonna get laid into a little bit as we go on. He's generally an unfavored Primarch, but I think because he's an unfavored Primarch, he deserves a little bit of credit where it's due. He's got his Colchizian runes on his face, and he smashes people's heads in with a massive hunk of metal.
And he's
give him a 6.
He has got face tattoos. He has got face tattoos, and not like, as we said, not soft lad face tattoos. These are like proper triple.
I've been to prison.
He's making himself more ugly. He's making himself mean. You know.
Yeah, so. He's basically daubing the runes of chaos gods onto his face to make him more hard. So I'm into it. So triple R bastard. Rabute Gilliman got 4.
I'm going to give Lorgar a 5 then.
Well, he sparked him the fuck out, though, didn't he?
Yeah, sparked him out. So it's more than Gilliman.
I think
Malcador the Sigillite as well.
I think
that's an old man.
5. I think
yeah, he's an old man.
Batters an old man.
He backhands an old man without thinking about it.
Chris, have you got something to tell us?
Just go around kicking old people in the street, are you, Chris? Triple R bastard.
No, he's in a pub. He's in a pub looking over an old man, going, "Stay down, old man! Literally, old man, you little bitch! I'm the hard boy. Get me some Colchissian runes for my face."
He's just got a ketchup packet and he's daubing squigglers on his forehead.
Right, so he's getting 5 because he's not. He's hard, but in the relative scheme of the but he's harder than Gulliman, so he gets a 5.
Yeah.
Skinning people alive skill 0.
Yeah.
How much does he hate his dad's scale?
Now stop. Now stop, because here is where we're going to have a problem.
Okay.
Right? He was literally spreading the word of the Emperor. He fucking loved that guy beyond all things, right? He was a 0. He was a 0 out of 10, right? Then his dad was like, "This is creepy. My own son is like worshipping me and all this kind of stuff. Let's fuck his beautiful city up, and let's send one of my dullest sons, the smuggest one, to go do it, right?" And after that shit
Roman
went pretty downhill, and he was malleable after that. He was easy to. He got sucked into the bad things. So at one point he was 0, and at one point he was a 10. So how
the
fuck do we do this?
He's got if anyone on this scale hates his dad the most, it's Lorgar, because
Horus.
Yeah.
Well.
We're gonna.
No spoilers.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Spoilers.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I think we have to judge on. Like, we don't know what he's like. Isn't he like a fucking... No, that's Foreground. I was going to say like a big snake at the moment.
He is a big demon prince of some kind.
Yeah, but he's not a snake.
He's a snake of some kind.
No, he's not a snake.
Just a snaky little bastard.
Foreground is a pink snake wandering around the wall.
Oh, I fucking love him.
But he's like
love him.
Let's say he's a 9, because he's not the top of the scale that we've got.
Yeah.
But he does proper hate his dad now.
But we'll recognise the fact that at one point he loved him the most.
Yeah.
And then you've got further to fall, haven't you? So I think it's fair to give him a 9, because if you go from literally worshipping him and spreading the word to being like punked by that person, it's like devoting yourself to this girl that you love in school, and then she turns around and goes, "You're a piece of shit, man," and then you'll be like, "Oh my
Stop
God,
eating those
so
kebabs,
much."
you stinky
And
bastard.
then you come in one day, and then you let's okay, there we go.
Give it personal.
You were gonna say something so fucking bad. Then
just carry on, please.
No, cool. You were gonna say something so fucking bad, Jesus. But we avoided that and we didn't discuss it. Now, Lorgar, cool gimmick factor. Now, nothing against religion, but his gimmick is that he's basically a Mormon who really, really wants to tell you, even though you don't really that bothered. He wants you to know about. He's like a door-to-door salesman.
He's a stabby Mormon.
He's pushy. He's
and he went from. He's very stabby. He's very persuasive. He'll bash your head in with a mallet if you don't listen to him. And basically, he went from one to the other. He went, "Oh, I'm going to do this about the Emperor," and then he went, "Oh, I'm going to do it about Chaos Gods now." So there's no way of doing it. It's a 0. Well. It's a 0. There's no
0.
Fucking...
He's got no. Yeah, he's pushy. Is his gimmick that he's pushy?
He's pushy about his kooky religion.
Yeah, no.
Like the only good, interesting person in his entire legion is Argyle Tal. That's the only interesting person around anything he's ever done.
Yeah, true.
But I love it.
He's not helping him with these points, is it? Now, the pint hypothesis, I think this goes in his gimmick, actually, is his pint. Like, he's going to sit there and you're going to be like, "It's a lovely pint of Tetley's cream flow, this." And Lorgar's going to be like...
Yeah, but do you know about the Emperor? And he'll be like, "Fuck off."
And he'll take one sip and he'll go, "Thank you for coming, Brapscollion, and I'm glad you're here. And there is a reason for this social gathering." And I go, "What, is it to drink Tetley's cream flow?" And he goes, "No, it is to read these pamphlets in detail about the Emperor."
Just 0. Give him a 0. Just
meanwhile, he's like scribbling down some scripture into your hand with a knife.
Yeah,
and you're like, "Oh,
yeah, he's carving it in. And he's flexing this massive, solid metal mace. And he's like, you might want to change what you might want to listen to me.
It's
otherwise,
mad.
And there's like a room full of paste, like hot jam in the other room where he's already been in there and given it a go and smashed him head in.
The maddest thing is, the maddest thing is why cool gimmick factor and pint hypothesis remain at 0 is because he makes, like, if you talk to him, he would make chaos boring. Which is such a fucking insane skill, because chaos should be like, do you fucking love tentacles and sex and fucking murder? And you're like, well, I shouldn't, but I kind of fucking do. And he's like, well, come over here. Yeah. And he would be like, well, murder's all well and good, and tentacles are fine, but have you ever thought about... And you're just like, shut up, Lorgar. I want to go some fucking mad. Lorgar. I want to have sex to death. Right. Yeah. So that is, we'll do the roundup. Haircut points, 7. Triple hard bastard ability, 5. Skinning people alive skill, 0. How much does he hate his dad scale? 9. Cool gimmick factor, 0. Pint hypothesis, 0. Lorgar, you are
dropped
done.
Off quick.
Yeah, take that, Lorgar. You're getting laughed out of here. Get out of here, Lorgar. Sick yous.
Yeah, you fucking scrote-headed bastard.
All right. Leave his head like you can't help it.
Next Primark. Let's focus on the good, not on the bad.
Yeah, all right.
Next Primark. Hey up, it's buy one, get one free. It's Alfarius / Omegon from the Alpha Legion. So we've got 2 Primarchs for your money here. Now, haircut points are going to be interesting because we don't know what the fuck they look like.
No, they're bald. They're bald, aren't they?
But
how do you know?
No, they're
basically
Phil and Grant Mitchell from EastEnders. Just...
I think we have to give it 5 out of 10 purely because we don't know what
somewhere in the middle. Yeah,
we literally don't know what their haircut is, because you say they're bold, but how do you know that they're bold? They could have had a bowl cap on.
No, we have seen them, but they could have had bald caps on. You're right. They might have been a long play. Now,
yeah, and fake mustaches.
There is something funny that we got to look into. These poor lads. Move on to the next stat.
Right, we've got so we're giving them 5 out of 10 because we don't know. We can't take points away.
Cap. Don't know.
We can't give them points. We can't take it away. So it has to be 5 down the
middle.
Could
have glorious golden hair.
Just a camo cloak over their hair. I mean? Yeah.
We just don't know. So if a 5 is the fairest we can do it. Now, triple hard bastard ability. You got something to say, Chris?
I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Alfarius is like normal Space Marine size. He's not even Primarch size.
He's like marginally taller, if that. Yeah,
I think he's not even.
So he can
basically
fit in.
a short. Yeah, he's a short lad. So no matter how you want to look at it, when you start off and you're basically just Space Marine size, and also one of them got done by Gilliam and one of them got done by Rogel Dawn. Is that correct?
Yeah, but there is 2 of them.
In the end? Yeah, there is 2 of them, but it's like the Chuckle Brothers, done. And one of them's a bit of a runt, and it's just like, I don't know,
and
man.
also, we're back to this whole thing of, how do you know they got done?
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
It's a constant fucking mystery.
I think just a 5 again. Every score a question mark?
I think we don't know. Go with a 5, yeah.
It's a 5. We don't know. Yeah. We don't know if they're hard. We don't know if they're not. They could be pretending that they are hard, pretending they're not hard. 5. Skinning people alive skill, 0.
0,
we assume.
How much? Yeah. Question mark. How much does he hate his dad's scale? Don't know. 5.
Because one of them,
here's the thing.
Some of them, the Cabal thing.
It could be
that
he
thought he was saving him.
Some people say that maybe they're actually still loyal and all this kind of stuff. No one fucking knows, mate.
5.
I think we need to put a question mark. No, I think question mark.
Chris, we can't have a non-numerical value. Like this
we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Just look at smiley face.
Put a question mark, please.
I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted to go down the whole thing and just put 5s to just be the most amazing middle card.
I think we should. I think that this is their Alfarius and Omegon thing. If you come at them with how much does he hate his dad, and you come out with a number, they reply with question mark. It's a move on to the next thing.
Yeah, but when we try and sell this to who does Top Trumps? Milton Bradley or whoever. When we go to Mr. Milton and Senior Bradley and say, we've got this, the boys in the lab will come back and they'll say, there's a question mark, we can't print this. And then
they'll be like, these guys are genii. They've actually come up with a brand new stat.
I'm not a genie.
And they use the phrase genii instead of geniuses.
Yeah. Put a question mark, please, Bob.
I can't.
And also, if we do this for them, they're genii. We'll get 3 wishes.
All right. I'm putting a fucking question mark.
Great.
Right.
Thank
cool
you, buddy.
gimmick factor. Despite the neckbeards of Reddit and the internet ruining the fucking Alpha Legion with all their bullshit of, ooh, what side am I on? And all that horse shit, it is still a super cool gimmick that
They're
there is
cool.
2 of them.
And they've done loads of cool shit, haven't they? And the whole, I'm Alfarius. And I think, I actually do think that they deserve some serious points for this, because
I think they're well up there because
they've got some fancy shit going on, and the stuff. If you read some of their little tidbits of lore, the lengths they go to, and the kind of gotcha bitch stuff that they do is worth some points.
Yeah, I think, and as I said, the fact that the internet and the creeps of the hobby haven't ruined them, despite their best efforts, of constantly going, oh, I'm collecting loyalists, or am I traitor, and all this bullshit. They are still super, super cool. I'm gonna say
Hydra Dominatus is their thing. They've got a Hydra. That's cool, man.
Cool.
Having a Hydra is a cool thing.
And they've got like nice, their armor's like nice metallic-y turquoise, which is really
It's
cool.
lovely, yeah. I reckon they deserve some good points. I think they should get an 8 for that.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with 8. Sultan, what do you have to say for yourself?
Yeah, they're fine. I don't know. I only really read the books that they're in, and every time they get involved, I literally my response every time is like, oh, it's the Alpha Legion, probably because it's quite cliched the way it's written sometimes. I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake, you've ruined this perfectly good novel, because it's like, and there's a fucking twist for the sake of a twist.
What was the book written? What was the book with the perpetual in it? The John Grammaticus.
No, you're right. Legion.
That's a cool fucking book.
That's a corker. That's a real good book, actually. Okay, you know what? Based on Legion, that outdoes all the other shitty Alpha Legion things I've read. So yeah, go for an 8. 8 is great.
Now, listen. After a couple of pints, I'm not going to be face to face. I'm not going to be into this. Has he gone to the toilet, or is he turned into that woman at the bar? Or is he now indeed the fruit machine itself? It's going to be a bit much for me in a pub to deal with all this when I go, how was your day? And he just responds with, was it even a day, though, when you think about it?
I'm actually you. And then you realise that you're Alfarius. And
I am Alfarius.
Looking at yourself across the table.
And then you look down, and all of a sudden, he's the pint glass, and it's just
it's your pint glass not scales.
No, but I think we should... For what it's worth, I still think you'd get a laugh out of it at first. The first time you go for a pint, it'd be like, "Oh, this is kooky." I think he deserves like a 3 or they deserve like a 3 or a 4 for the gimmick factor, but then it's going to wear thin, which is why it's so
I'm
low.
happy with a 3. I think if this was the psychotropic drug hypothesis, I think he would be the master of trips. He would send you to another fucking planet, but not for not when you want some beers and you're like,
I'm on another planet. No, actually, it was Earth all along. Yeah, all right.
I think it would get
Go on, Sultan.
Go on. I was just saying, I think because there's 2 of them, here's an idea. We should double their scores and then halve them again because they're little men, you know?
I've got another point to make as well. Alfarius and Omegon would definitely order drinks for both of them, but only pay for half in the round system. They would say, we've got our round, but what a pint each. They would definitely do that.
I reckon
because it's like sneaky.
Cunning.
So
it's
that gets I think a 3, because it would be...
I think we should dock them
with
a
the
point,
same person.
They're definitely going to do that. We should go. We should take them down to a 2, just because they're going to skew the fucking.
Yeah, they're going to ruin the round system, aren't they? And you're going to be like, and that's it. They're going to be like, we got our round in, and you go, well, we had 2 pints of Carling Black Label, so we can go and get some nuts and crisps, you idiots, right?
Yeah. And then they're going to leave, and the country's government's going to collapse. Like that's it. You have a couple of pints, and the next minute you're like, oh shit. There's anarchy outside.
Oh, my currency's worth nothing. Yeah.
Found yourself embroiled. And you were the patsy all along. They were using you as a cover story while the government was being thrown. All of a sudden, you've got to pay for your bread with a wheelbarrow full of pound notes.
Yeah.
It's an absolute nightmare. So
garbage, yeah.
Weimar
a 2.
Republic.
Right.
Yeah.
Alfarius and Omegon, haircut points 5 because we don't know. Triple R bastard ability 5 because we don't know. Skinning people alive skill 0. How much do they hate the dad scale? ? Cool gimmick factor 8, and the pint hypothesis is a 2. Thank you very much, Alfarius and Omega.
Yeah, good job, lads. Good job.
Next up, it's My Chemical Batman. It's Conrad Kurz, Primarch of the Night Lords. Now, dear listener, Christopher is collecting Night Lords, and Sultan looks like a Night Lord. So this is going to be a very biased set of scores, which I will try. I will try my best. I'm
a fair person. I think you'll be surprised.
Yeah, all right.
At
Haircut
how much
points.
I fucking love Conrad Kurz. Yeah. Okay, carry on.
Haircut points. What we saying? Let's bring up the model, Conrad Kurz.
Okay, so the man's
Severus
got kind
Snape.
of Keanu Reeves, like Severus Snape.
Fuck off, Keanu Reeves. Fuck off.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves in the Matrix.
Keanu Reeves, if he got the shit kicked out of him since he was 5 years old every day until then. Fucking look at the state of that model. Fuck me.
It's a bit old, isn't it?
He looks like shit Corvus Corax. Like his hair.
Ooh. You hate
it. It's like he hasn't washed. Yeah, it's like he hasn't washed the hair. It's it's lank and stuff, isn't it? In the like the books, it's lank and greasy and horrible.
It's disgusting.
He cannot have good haircut points because it's not even a good cut. It's not even a good cut, boys.
Yeah, he's got hair. It's been left. He doesn't. Personal hygiene isn't really Conrad's thing. So...
What did we give Mortarion? A 1.
We gave him a 1, but he's got a bit more going on than Mortarion.
So let's give him a 2. Yeah.
All right, I'll give him a 2. I'll give him a 2 for the fact he's got some.
If only because the red highlights of blood.
It's like one of them moshers. It is like one of them moshers who didn't wash their hair and then tried to make it like a thing. Like, I don't wash my hair because I don't believe in shampoo corporations. Stuff like that. It's no, you don't wash your hair because you're a smelly bastard. Right. Yeah. Next.
Stop eating
triple hard bastard ability.
Okay, I mean, this is where I'm going to be the most biased, right? Because I think that Conrad, he's disemboweled Regal Dawn. He is the murder Primarch. The whole purpose of the Night Lords are that they are basically all criminals. They're all fucking thugs and criminals. Even the good ones. Talos, who's like the most loved one from the Night Lord trilogy, killed his first person when he was like 12 or something in an armed robbery in a shop or something. They're all hard bastards. There's no way around it. And they were created to scare the shit out of people by being horrible and brutalizing people. So it's got to be high. It's got to be a high mark.
In all fairness, I agree with you. The Night Lords are hard bastards, and Conrad Kurz is a bad. He loves murdering. He loves being hard. I don't think it's the top of the scale.
No, because he's hard in a different way.
He's hard
but it is in like a scary nutter kind of way. He's the scouser in the alleyway. In the back streets of Liverpool, you know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean.
He's the one who's had a bit too much meth and he's ready to go. All right. He's not the lad who's trying to impress the girls outside Butler's at 2 a.m. He's the guy. He's the guy that tried to, and they said we don't want anything to do with you because you've got greasy hair and you're in a cloak made of flesh. And so he's going to mug you and stab you
in that order.
He's going to murder. He's going to murder the tough guy that showed him up, and then just to show that he's serious, he's going to murder all the girls he was trying to impress. For
and
daring to say no.
Their bodies. Yeah.
I think like an 8 or a 9. I think he's high because. He also, to be fair to him, he makes up for his lack of stature because he's not a big guy in height or width. He makes up for that in the fact that he's a murdering.
Being a nutter.
He's a nutter. He's a murdering bastard.
Yeah, and he's proper nuts as well.
I'll give him an 8.
That's scary. So I'm going to say 9.
Isn't he the 8th Legion as well?
I'm going to end up around there.
I'm going to say 8 because he's got on the flip side to it. He does have all these weird harebrained schemes that everyone seems to get out of. So like, if he was a proper nutter, he would have just eaten people.
Just eat their face. Yeah.
He gets a bit like Saw 2 about it, and it's a bit like, all right, come on.
Yeah, all right. Let's give him an 8. Yeah.
And he's called Conrad, which is not a scary
Plus,
name.
like 8
That's a
is his
weird
legion,
name,
and I
isn't
like
it?
it. It just,
Yeah. All right.
Now we have arrived. Skinning people alive skill 10. Well done.
It's got to be a 10, isn't it? Yeah.
10. Next. How much does he hate his dad scale? Enlighten me, boys. Does he hate his dad?
Now, okay, this is really weird. So
it's a mix, yeah.
A bit like some of the others, he ends up hating him quite a lot, but partly because he's absolutely mad. Now, in the Conrad Kurz Primarch book, he constructs a version of the Emperor out of corpse bits and meat,
People, yeah.
And then he sits naked in a dungeon,
Yes,
in the freezing cold, where all the blood's frozen to the floor, basically howling and shouting at the meat daddy, and it does not go well. So
it's going to be pretty high.
It's going to be high.
It's pretty high.
He's
like
got
he's
a
made
meat
it.
daddy.
He's
Like the worst sex toy I've ever heard of.
Do you know what the
it
worst? Do you know what the worst bit about that is? The fact that we have to call this Primarch Top Trumps Traitor Edition, and we can't call this Howling at the Meat Daddy, because that would have got the punters.
I'd have loved it. Yeah.
It could be the subtitle: Primarch Top Trumps Howling at the Meat Daddy.
We've got
a Night special.
It's got to be a 10
that.
because he made a butcher's effigy out of.
He did make an
out of
effigy.
the Emperor. So 10. I'm happy with a 10. Because
Yeah,
that story sold me. Like, if I don't know anybody that I hate enough, and there are some people I dislike. I don't think there's anybody in this world that I could hate enough that I'd want to make a butcher's effigy out of
a meat daddy.
At.
There's one more thing that's really important as well. He was so pissed off at his dad that he actually died just to prove a fucking point. Right? He allowed his head to be cut off by a Calidus assassin to prove everything that he'd said to be true. So he's just he's fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's he's literally cut off his head to spite his dad.
Yeah,
he's not anything anymore.
Does he hate his dad because his dad made him as a wanker?
His dad made him and his legion as a shitfest, right?
Yeah.
To the point where Conrad turns around and goes, "This is actually so fucked up. I'm going to blow the planet up so we can't make any more Night Lords from Nocturne because everybody is super fucked up." That's the state of play that we're in. So I think you'd be a bit.
Then I'm going to go spend some time with my meat daddy.
Oh, I'm going to make you proper crazy and murderous, and you'd be like, "Oh, thanks, Dad." Fuck.
That's what I'm saying. I imagine that's why he hates
what a birthday present.
Yeah. It's fair. Winters is cited as saying something profound about Conrad Kurz being the most true to himself Primarch, and I can't remember whether this was off camera or on camera when we were talking at some point, but he did make this big thing about him being the most successful Primarch because he did what he was actually supposed to do or something. But anyway, he's a nutter. So
he is an absolute fucking nutter. Right, so we're going to move on to cool gimmick factor now. Listen, if we were judging this on the Space Marines, it would be low because they've got little bat wings on their heads and they look daft. They look daft. I'm sorry, they look daft.
They do look daft.
Now, but
I love it though.
Conrad Kurz is kind of cool. Like,
he's evil Batman, right? So he does the Batman thing. So he ended crime on Nocturne by killing everyone who committed a crime. Right?
Easy solution.
So, you know how Batman jumps down and he's like, and says,
"Swear to me."
Yeah, then he knocks someone out. That dude's just, he's going to get up and carry on doing crime, mate. Conrad jumped down and said, "You've done a crime. I'm going to take all your skin off of your body and hang you from this bridge, right?
And wear it."
Do you know what he does? There's this woman who's grief-stricken because her partner has been murdered, and she goes to kill herself and then doesn't do it. And then Conrad smashes through the window. Went, "Were you trying to kill yourself then?" She went, "Yeah, but I'm all right now." He said, "No, that's actually a crime. So I'm gonna have to take all your skin off now." And he fucking flays her alive because she was thinking about killing herself, which was a crime, and then decided to. Yeah, he's fucking nuts. Have I said that yet?
Yeah. Haven't whole star systems surrendered when the Night Lords arrived because they're like, "Fuck that."
Yeah, no, thank you.
I kind of think that it's an interesting gimmick. I don't cool is an interesting word, but I suppose like he's supposed to be evil, so he's like evil turned up to 11. So I think it's quite high. I think the
But to be honest with you, I would still keep it around 6, right? And the reason being because it's a cool gimmick, but it's also really just horrible at the same time.
Yeah,
it's kind of dicky.
I kind of think my problems really are in that people can't fucking paint lightning strikes on armor, so it always looks shit. Yeah. And also, like, people can't model good skeletons on tanks and stuff, so it's usually just like a rigid skeleton that looks like it's standing up and is like magnetized to the tank rolling along. So my issues are always with the modeling because it always looks cringe because GW for some reason don't sell dead bodies. So I think it's like, I don't think it's that
real
high.
Ones.
Yeah, well, Conrad would be into it. So I think he's it is quite it's a bit much. And if like cool is an interesting word because it's interesting, but it's like if you think that is cool, then we're in dangerous territory.
I think if Batman actually like smashed a criminal's head in, so that it was dented inwards and he was dead, I'd probably think Batman was cooler than the fact that he jumps down and like does one punch and they get knocked out and then they get up and commit more crimes because they're arseholes, right? He went after arseholes. Conrad at first was a crime-fighting dude who scared people into not being dickheads anymore. He did something that most people have failed to do, that people have tried forever to do, right? Stop crime. But it went a bit too far. So I think at some point he was cool, but then it kind of went, oh man, that's not cool what you just done. That's not cool.
We've gone
but
past
the real
cool.
sense of the word cool, like that's not cool.
I think a 6 then because it's kind of we're stuck on wording here because for a gimmick it's quite strong in that it follows itself to its logical conclusion, but whether it's cool or not, I think the more cool you find it, the more you need to submit your hard drive to the police. Do you know what I mean? We're on that.
So I've just tuned back in. Do you know what I've been doing this whole time? I've been on Forgeworld looking at Night Lords going, these are pretty sweet.
Sultan, you've got to concentrate.
Like, these Night Lords are looking pretty cool. And then I tune back into Brap going, if you think Night Lords are cool, mate, you've got to have a word. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Sultan, you can't just listen to the podcast while we do it. You've got to join in, bro.
You guys, did you know? You guys are very entertaining.
And you're probably not even downloading the show. We're not even getting a listen from you. Listen to it live, right? Pint hypothesis. I mean, no, because if you spill a peanut,
it would just be blood.
He will skin you alive. If you like look left instead of right, he'll skin you alive.
Oh, mate. I
and also like you'll be drinking a pint of beer
from Russia. Yeah.
Oh, stab. Yeah, you'll be drinking a pint of beer and you look down and suddenly you've got a pint of blood and you're like, oh, come on, Conrad.
It's always going to be a fight. There's always going to be a fight, and it's not going to be like. It's not going to be like a justified fight or that person was looking a bit funny. It will literally be like, that person ordered a white wine spritzer. And you go, well, what's the problem with that? And he goes, soda water in wine is a crime, especially when it's it's a Chablis. And they'll be like, so what are we going to do? And he goes, skin them alive.
Take their skin off.
Fucking hell. And you'll
wear skin.
And it's like, you'll have thought for the first time you go out for a pint with him, you'll be like, yeah, that person was being a bit of a dick, skinned alive. Second time, by the third or fourth time, you're just like, there is no reason anyone in this pub should be skinned alive, but there he is.
Is he doing this because he just wants to do it? And it's like,
and
he goes, I've got to tell you guys something. Well, funny, yeah. You know all those people I've been skinned alive? Yeah, well, I've taken all the meat and I've made an effigy of my own father.
Do you want to come and see it?
It's in the
yeah. It's in the toilet next to the condom machine. Do you want to come and see
it? That's going to be a flat 0 for me.
Yeah, a 0. I can't go for a pint with Conrad.
Dude, you don't want to be in the same city as the guy. All right?
No, so you don't do it. Yeah.
Imagine a night out with Mortarion and Kurz.
And Lorgar as well. Jesus Christ. And Rogaldorn. Fuck me.
I like castles. That's a crime.
You'd be like, you just turn to Conrad and go, Conrad, listen, I'm gonna swear. Or earlier, I went through a red light. Just skin me alive and get it over.
Yeah, just do it.
Right. Thank you very much. The terrifying, unusual, and all over the place Conrad Kurz. I'm going to go for the. I need to recap. Haircut points 2, triple hard bastard ability 8, skinning people alive skill 10. How much does he hate his dad scale? Meet Daddy 10. Cool gimmick factor 6, and the pint hypothesis 0. Conrad Kurz, be gone into the night.
Meet Daddy 10.
Next up, it's a big one.
Oh no!
Play the drum roll, Chris. Oh my god, they know the roll and everything. God's sake,
we fucking
it's
suck.
Horus. It's only bloody Horus.
Bloody
Horus. Bloody hell. Now, Lupercal. Here we go.
The galaxy's biggest failure, right? Am I right?
Here he is, Big Horus, the big beefcake. Now, let's
Big
go
Daddy.
straight to haircut points. Well known that Horus is a baldy, but
he wears it well, doesn't he? He's got the
well
look.
known that he's very beautiful. He's very beautiful, and look, I mean,
statuesque.
Fuck me, did fucking Lorgar got done dirty when you look at the sculpt between him and fucking Horus. Jesus, done dirty.
No ball bags here.
He is like, you know when people affectionately call bald people cue ball. He is literally a cue ball. Like it is
cue ball.
It's like a head like a tennis ball. It's perfectly spherical.
Yeah.
I meant
just
translate. He looks
head.
like an egg. He looks like an egg.
Yeah.
Do you reckon
he has man a 7 for his overall head look?
Do you reckon he has that pack of sausages at the back of his neck? Do you know what I'm saying? Like where
like
all
me.
The skin wrinkles. Do you have one, Chris? Oh.
No, I've got a credit card reader.
Next time I see you, I will have a look at the pack of sausages at the back.
You've got to run a credit card through it, and then we all have a big laugh.
No, not mean. I want to look at it affectionately. I won't use it to mock you. I'm nice. Anyway, also, we've got to think about accessories. And Horus has got a wolf's carcass on the back of him. And he's drawing you into the head. He wants you to see the bald head. And he's actually, it's not a hat, but it is doing the job of a hat, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's drawing the eye in.
His accessory. He's actually gone for some bold, out there accessories. So we should give him some points for being brave and pioneering. You know,
I think he's made a style decision. I don't know whether it's genetics or whatever, or he shaves it, or that's just the way that's just the hand he's been dealt. But I think he's accessorizing it with a dead wolf. I think I like the way his armor frames because the armor arch is perfectly spherical like his head. I think
his armor is smart. He's got the whole look. Someone has put that look together in an app, showed it to him, and said, "Look at this. Look what I've done for you." And he's like, I'm going to wear that."
He's got a stylist.
You could possibly claim that he's overdoing it because he's always like that, but he's got a big eye. He's good. I like him.
I think haircut points. I think it's going to be high because I think he's of the baldies. He's probably the best next to Vulcan. He's up there.
Yeah, he knows how to work. He knows how to work that.
I'm going to say an 8. I'm going to say an 8.
I'm happy with an 8. Yeah, I'd go with 8.
I like the accessories. I like it all. 8. Well done, Horus. You've took what God or the Emperor gave you. You've worked it to the max, and you've come out smelling of roses. Now, triple hard bastard ability. Now, Horus is a hard bastard, but
yes,
he did get fucked over by a little sword.
But he did 2v1 the God Emperor of mankind. And one of his brothers at the same time, yeah.
And some Nancy boy with wings.
And don't forget the one guardsman that was in there.
Yeah, 2v1 is a bit rude. So, but you know, this guy, the Emperor, you can't, mortals can't even look at him, right? Mm-hmm. They can't even look at him without like crumbling to fucking on the floor and going mad.
And Horus fucked him up.
Horus 2v1'd him. And yeah, then he got done.
Nearly won.
Fair
he nearly
enough.
won.
Yep.
But he nearly won.
And
he did nearly 2v1. So
he pretty much killed the Emperor. Now, don't get me wrong, Sanguinius fucked the Emperor up and went, "Oh, excuse me, Dad." So he fought a bit dirty, but he did get him to the stage where he killed the Emperor. Like, for all intents and purposes, he pretty much killed the fucking Emperor.
Yeah.
He's pretty fucking hard, isn't he?
I think credit where it's due. He's failed. He's the first. He died. He's out. But in his time, he was a mad lad. He was a hard bastard. And
it took the Emperor of Mankind unleashing the full psychic might on him to get rid of him.
Yeah, to end him. Yeah.
So
we've got to give him a
pretty
real
fucking
high
hard.
mark.
Whose mace do you think is better, Horus's mace or Lorgar's mace?
Horus's, because its name is Worldbreaker.
Is that what it's called? That's pretty tryhard. That though. Yeah. That's pretty tryhard. That though.
He didn't call it that. That's not the name he gave it. I think it was made by Vulcan, right? Or
but he agreed to it. That's like me calling my dick Pussy Smasher. Do you know what I mean? It's like, come on now. It's not. It isn't. Do you know what I'm saying?
Can't knock it if it's not true, mate.
Right, hold on a minute.
Hold on.
Let's see what let's decide between them. Let's find out what Lorgar's weapon was called, and then we can choose which one was cooler. Because
Lorgar mace name.
Do you think the person who wrote the lore for Lorgar? Oh, Lorgar. Do you think the person who wrote the lore for him was from Colchester? Because
probably. Yeah.
Colchisia. Hey, I found the name. It's shit. Illuminarium.
What is it?
Illuminarum is the name of the mace.
It's too fancy. I'd rather have
Worldbreaker's better.
At least it says. Yeah. It does what it says on the tin. You know what I mean?
It absolutely does what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
Get out of town. So what? But what are we saying? Like, he's got a cool mace. He's pretty rock hard.
I'd go as far as to give him a 9. He's the only one who's like done the Emps.
If the Emperor was a 10, I'd say he's a 9. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's a 9. He's a 9.
The Emperor would be the only 10. Yeah.
Emperor went, Horus, you can lead everybody because you're rock hard.
You're a dude, as he was at the time.
He was a dude at the time.
Because he was pretty cool. Yeah.
Skinning people alive skill, 0. How much does he hate his dad scale? 10.
Oh shit, that's a 10. Yeah,
straight is a perfect 10. Like it's like there's no. You would say on a scale of 1 to Horus, how much do you hate your dad? Like that is what you would use in this.
I said to Brap earlier, Chris, after our discussion about Kurz. From now on, my scale on how much I hate something is going to be 0 to meet Daddy.
To meet. That's
it. So a scale of 0 to Horus on how hard you are. A scale of 0 to meet Daddy on how much you hate something.
I hate it so much. I've made an effigy out of it of meat. And then I've shouted at it until. Or you could use the other one. I hate it so much. I'll get my head cut off to spite it.
Just to prove a point.
Right. Now, cool gimmick factor. This is an interesting one because Horus's gimmick is that he hates his dad.
And he's the War Master. He's the OG War Master.
Yeah, but the whole Horus heresy was written on the crutch of somebody hating the dad. Like, that's what the whole thing is about. It's about killing your own dad.
Family feuds, yeah.
Yeah, family feuds. It was somebody.
Do you know why that was written?
Well, I'm about to posit the theory that Jervis Johnson went home one day with a particularly weird haircut for Christmas dinner, and his dad went, "You look bloody stupid." And he went, "I hate you. I'm going to write an entire fiction about you that will last for 30 years. That's what I think it was.
Well, that's better than the real reason. So the real reason is what the Games Workshop lore people have said, is that when they released Adeptus Titanicus, they could only make one cast of the model. So they're like, oh, well, we only have the money to make the cast of one Titan. So why don't we put 2 in a box? And they're like, well, yeah, but like, why would they be fighting each other? And they're like, I don't know, maybe one's a traitor or something. Maybe they're having a civil war. And then on the back of the box, they wrote, the War Master Horus has betrayed the Emperor and da-da-da-da-da. And now father fights son. And they're like, cool, that will sell. And that was it. That's how they came up with the Horus Heresy. And then from there on out, they've expanded. But that was what it was. They literally couldn't afford to make 2 Titans.
People have been working for 30 years on upwards of £9,000 a year Games Workshop wages, having to flesh, having to flesh that story out, like trying desperately to justify it and try and make it interesting and new. I think his gimmick is crap. I think Horus is a cool character, but his whole gimmick is that he hates his dad. And I also think that his gimmick is really badly written in the Horus Heresy. So my reading history of the Horus Heresies, I've probably read the first like 10, 15 books, right? That are worth reading. I've skipped some of them, but I've read the cool shit, right? And his fall to chaos is so badly paced. 1 minute he's sat there going, I don't feel well, this sword is a bit mean. And then the next minute he's like, he's a bit broody, and those bits where he's broody are quite cool, but then within like 3 chapters of him being broody, he's then just full on evil, and he's just weird.
Are you trying to say brooding?
Broody.
Broody is when you want to have children.
Well, maybe he did. You're right.
Maybe he wanted to have some kids, yeah.
I'm not judging.
No, I think you're right. I think the whole fall was really weirdly paced, because he was actually, there was points in there I was like, man, this guy's a fucking legend. This guy's awesome.
Yeah,
and then
they were the first book for sure.
I never hate everybody, and it's like, all right.
And it was also like, it was also felt like when he was in his like his dream, when he's like having a row with the sword or whatever, and they're arguing, and he's like, it felt like the writer was writing it, and then Horus like, no, I'll never turn to chaos. What are you talking about? And then all of a sudden, it feels like the writer hit the word count and then just went, and then he falls to chaos. It was just like,
he fell to chaos. Yeah.
I did love that. And then Magnus shows up and in the form of a wolf and says, "No, don't do it." And Horus goes, "Fuck you," and then just goes to chaos.
Yeah, it just
fuck you, Magnus. I hate you, you nerd.
One or two, I reckon.
I'll give him a 2 because it's like his gimmick is
the
reason why we sort of
we're even talking.
Like, we're even talking, but.
Yeah,
it's not a well done gimmick, and it's pretty cringe. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a shame because his personal stuff pretty fucking cool. Right.
Yeah, he's a cool character, but it's like we're talking about his gimmick. You know what I'm saying? Now.
Yeah. Of course.
Listen.
Okay.
Pint hypothesis. Now, if we don't breach the subject of the Emperor, I think Horus is a really cool guy and will be a great person to have a pint with, because in the books he comes across as a bit of a lad, very nice. But if, I don't know, like something comes on the radio about your dad, or like Sons of Your Father by Manfred Mann or something like that comes on the jukebox, or Coronation Street is on the TV and he goes, "I love you, Dad," and something triggers his dad reflex, then he's just going to burn the place down. So
9 pints of Stella in as well. That's the thing. He's going to be a Stella man. 9 pints in.
Oh God, horrible.
He's going to be all happy 1 minute, and he's going to hear something. You're going to see it switch in his eyes, and it's like, oh fucking hell, here we go.
Yeah,
right, come on, let's go, lads. You're trying to get him out the building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We'll move on, and somebody goes,
and then next minute you're impaled on the talon. You're like, fuck, I forgot you brought that with him.
Yeah,
Someone just comes over to the table and goes, "Aren't dads brilliant?" And you're like, "Fuck, right, let's just get out of here." Like, I don't know why this stranger talking about dads. Like,
and then Alfarius, like, you're like, "Oh shit, it's him." Yeah,
he's the reason that when you get those emails about Father's Day and it says, "Do you want to opt out of Father's Day? Just send us a message and we'll opt out of Father's Day."
Yes, opt out.
Like, because he goes like, if he even sees that, the whole company burnt to the ground. So I kind of think he's a nice guy. Like, he seems like a cool dude, but the trigger is dangerous. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say he starts off as like a 7 or 8, right?
Yeah.
But then because of the liability, and the fact is, you might have a great night out, you might have the worst night out.
Yeah.
It's got to go right the way down to maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think a 5 down the middle is fair because he could just not even think about his dad and have a top night and have 9 pints of Stella, and he's like, he calls you like he's in a circle or whatever he calls them, and you feel included. And you feel like
you're my Mournival. Oh, thanks.
And you go, that's a bit of a weird name, but you go, all right, well, other YouTube content creators have used it for their tiers, and that seemed to work out for them. Weird. But what we do is, I think he's 5 down the middle. Sorry, Liam, I love you.
5 down the middle, yeah.
5 down the middle.
Take that,
so Horus, to recap: haircut points 8 out of 10.
Could be worse. Could be a custodian.
Ability 9. Skinning people alive skill 0. How much does he hate his dad scale 10. Cool gimmick factor 2. and the pint hypothesis 5. Thank you, Horus.
What a guy. What a warm. Round of applause for him.
OG Warmaster.
He is cool, Horus. I think he's got some bad points, but I do think he's a cool character.
Yeah.
Speaking of cool characters, Chris, play that drum roll, baby. It's the king of shagging. It's Fulgrim, Primarch of the Emperor's Children. I don't like that name at all. It's so fucking wrong for a
creepy,
chapter all about sex. Fuck me. Right. Let's go. Fulgrim, haircut points. This has to be high because he's famously a beautiful guy.
Like
it's silver. He's got silver. It is anime hair, which actually I'm going to drop a point for. So 8, but it is glorious. So I'm going
I
straight
kind of like
with an
that
8.
he's gone. Like, Sanguinius has gone for the natural blonde curls. I like that Fulgrim's dyed it. Like, he's gone for that witched look, and I'm kind of into it. I think he's on a par. He's like the sort of edgier Sanguinius, and I like that. I think it's up there.
What do we give Sanguinius?
Hang on, I'll check what we give Sanguinius. Sanguinius got
I think you were pretty mean to him.
Points.
Oh,
right.
Never
Well,
mind.
we've got to give him a 10.
We convinced you.
We give him a 10. Yeah, Fulgrim's got a cracking.
Wait,
like,
should we retroactively drop Sanguinius down to a 9 now?
No, because these are the best haircuts in the game.
Not.
You got to think about
so they both get a 10. All right.
Sanguinius has got beautiful hair. Fulgrim, sexy hair. That's the difference right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Both good. Now, Fulgrim, triple R bastard ability, famously rock hard.
He surprisingly, for a slender, fragile looking man, he is a fucking brawler, right? He's one of those lads that you start at him because you think he's going to be, he doesn't look that tough. He's not that muscly. He's not that big. And then he just fucking does you in. You know what I mean?
Well,
he's just skilled, right?
He styles all over
Very
as well.
skilled.
Like, you think you're going to nick his tabs and you end up like bruised and battered, and he does that thing where he's in a big brawl and he just sort of wipes his lip and a single drop of blood comes off his lip after a big fight and you're collapsed in the corner, and he's like, and he looks at you, but he's looking away from you, and he just sort of looks down in your direction over his shoulder, and he goes, "Oh, a bit of a challenge." And it wasn't.
He's an anime samurai, isn't he? He's one of those ones. He does a quick movement, and then the next minute, Ferrus Manus' head just rolls off.
And he's got a sword with a demon in it, which is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
and
isn't he like the best sword fighter too? Like
yeah,
him and the Jagatai Khan are like at the top. I think Fulgrim's like right there. Like in
his snake form, apparently he attacks so fast that mortals can't actually see his movements.
Mad thing. Yeah, we have got to remember that now he's a giant sexy snake. So he's
going to be sexy pink snake. Yeah.
He's going to be even harder. He is basically just a big, massive, throbbing, pink, bulging snake.
What do we give Gilliman? Because in sexy snake form, he nearly killed Gilliman in one go. Like their fight lasted like 1 second.
Gilliman
and then
got
he
4.
sliced his throat.
There is one problem as well, though.
Go on.
Because Rogel Dawn beat him too after being snake formed.
Oh yeah, right. Well, Rogel Dawn.
That was by Dan Abnett.
I think we should ignore. No, let's ignore Rogel Dawn's achievements.
He got let's ignore his achievements because
ignore his achievements.
He's a shite.
Maybe he got lucky.
I'm gonna say
that's not in my law.
My gut is saying an 8 here, boys. That's what my gut is saying because
I feel an 8 is good.
I think he is rock hard.
I think an 8's good. He's not like if you hit him, he'll go down, but like he doesn't get hit.
He looks like an underdog.
You got to hit him first.
Yeah. He uses agility. He's an agility-based fighter instead of a strength-based fighter.
Pink snake bastard. Right, he's gonna get an 8. Right, skinning people alive skill 0. How much does Fulgrim?
I'm sure he'd be into it though. I don't think he does really. He's just like.
I think he ends up just getting way too into like murder fucking people. And
he's not bothered.
I don't think he gives that much.
I think I think like the Emperor's beneath him at that point. Like he's so obsessed with himself. I think it's low because not like he's just indifferent. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he's like whatever, bothered.
Yeah.
So
he almost likes the Emperor because there's constant like that's why he kept the name Emperor's Children because he found it funny.
Yeah.
Like, so he's almost just like, I don't really give a shit. Like,
It's beneath him. Let's put him down at a 2. He just doesn't give a fuck.
Put a 2 beneath him.
He's definitely the kind of Primarch to be like, oh, daddy, like that kind of thing, just talking down to him.
Now,
but still really also try and kill him. Like, they'd also have a fight to death. Yeah.
Listen up, everyone. Listen up, everyone. This is a game of toy soldiers played with plastic models, right? So the fact there is sex warriors is pretty sick. Now, the problem we've got is that GW...
Sick in the positive sense.
GW is designed and written by people who haven't had sex, so it's really badly done.
And played by people.
The sex warriors are really badly done and written, but the concept is cool as fuck.
Fucking love Emperor's Children.
That they love shagging and murdering. They just love doing mad shit, and they love shagging.
And murder shags.
So do we like put the failures of them in the lore? It's not on them. It's on GW.
No, because it's the
fault.
writing.
Yeah,
it's the word choice, because they say things like, "Oh, they shuddered in bliss." It's like he spunked, didn't he? He busted fucking that.
Just right, he spunked.
Yeah,
he fucking filled her up like a dustbin.
12-year-old boy reading the book, like, whoa.
Listen,
she wrapped her spiky tongue around his shaft and tore the flesh away, and he shuddered in ecstasy. Yeah, and
then bled out.
Can't fault them. I fucking love Fulgrim. I don't have Emperor's Children, but Fulgrim has always been, he's the ultimate hedonist, isn't he? We all wish that we could be that open-minded, but we're limited as human beings. We can't always shag a spike because it doesn't feel like that's going to be a good thing to do.
Fuck a bushel of nettles.
When the model for the Demon Primarch comes out for Fulgrim, he better have his knob out, because he's not going to have his knob out, but it's going to be GW. I'm going to call out. They're going to be cowards. He's going to be one big knob. But if you all don't know what we're talking about, read the Horus Heresy book Fulgrim, and it is cringe as fuck. It is so badly written by people who I don't think they've had sex, because they don't know what they're talking about
the subject.
They heard about it,
and then she the demon had her boobie exposed.
You can almost hear the little giggle after they type that word boobie.
They also do stuff like she was walking down the corridor and the man walked past, and she had clothes on, but underneath she had boobs, and it's just like, what the fuck are you on about? You could be writing about.
I think that's just Mechanicum.
It's just the maddest, poorly written stuff, but
it is pretty cringe.
Hey, under their clothes, they're naked.
But
that's it. That's the whole thing.
It's like on 40-Year-Old Virgin when Steve Carell's saying, like, I touched her boobs and it was like holding a bag of sand, because he doesn't know what he's talking about, but he's trying to describe it to try and get away with it. And the problem I keep coming back to with this thing is, I hate it when people go, but they can't advertise it too much because it's, children are reading it and stuff. And I hate when people do this and give GW an out, because GW wrote that these people existed. At some point, they didn't have to write that there were sex warriors. They didn't have to do that. So they wrote it. So you either commit to it or get rid of it. It's like, it blows my mind.
Yeah, like what's the massive problem? Like, are people not allowed to have sex, but they are allowed to skin people and wear their clothes, like wear their skin as clothes?
This is the
Sultan, we can talk about the Western standards of sex and violence.
The dichotomy.
Yeah. So we need to not get into that, because
we've not got time.
Like, we'll show you a real dead body, but if you see a boob, you're going to be in trouble. It's just like, fuck off. I mean, that's why I fucking love Emperor's Children.
We're famously prudish, but we got that cultural phenomenon from America more than anything, didn't we? Like the upping of the violence.
We need to stop talking about this,
sex,
James.
It's not. I'm just saying it's a cultural phenomenon.
I think very true.
It's
very true, because the Americans used to censor the word love on TV. They wouldn't use the word love because they saw it as too strong. So they'd always have to be, I care for you, and they weren't able to use certain terms because it was deemed too engaging, like thrilling.
Fulgrim don't censor shit.
But you can buy certain automatic things from any shop in town. Anyway, So
Anyway.
his gimmick factor is high. He's a sex warrior. He loves sex so much that he turned into a big snake like dick. He is.
Yeah.
He's so good at swords.
Yeah.
He goes everything to excess. I think this is really high, and I'm not gonna put GW's failings on the idea of his gimmick, because we're talking about his gimmick, and I think his gimmick that he loves sex and swords is pretty cool.
I think I would want to go 10, but I think it's too much. I think a 9. It's got to be a 9.
I'm in agreement with 9, but I want to hear what Sultan's got to say.
So personally, right, I don't really care for the Emperor's Children. But I don't know why. I just find them a bit boring, and that's probably because of the writing. So I'm happy to just defer to you guys.
I think it's because you haven't quite finished puberty yet.
Sultan,
I haven't experienced the sex.
When you start walking down corridors and notice that even though females are fully clothed, underneath there's stuff going on. There's in the book.
What, really?
You're gonna be like, hello. All of a sudden, this giant snake dick monster makes a lot of sense.
Hell yeah!
Oh, so I know someone. Here's the thing: you were talking about how great their gimmick is, right? How great the Emperor's Children gimmick is. And it's like, they're sex warriors. That's the whole thing that makes them like interesting and different. I know somebody who wants to collect loyalist Emperor's Children before the fall.
Yeah, we
and I'm
both
like,
know someone who
so
wants
you just want Space Marines? I know. Okay, we might know a couple of people then.
Yeah.
It can't be worse than people that collect stuff and pretend that there's something else. When people want to collect Ultramarines and call them like Imperial Fists or whatever, that's the worst. I hate that the worst, when they collect something and go, "Oh, you see these Death Guard." Go on.
Doesn't Fabius Bile put something in Eidolon's throat so they can like blow people's fucking heads to bits?
Shouting
at them.
So
that's how the
noise
started.
Awesome.
But they get like they get like an amplifier in their throat and shit. It's cool as fuck.
Yeah. They're cool as fuck.
Right, let's stop hobby shaming.
I can't wait for. Why have GW not released them as a proper thing yet? I can't wait for that day. That's what I'm saying.
I think I think also the longer they leave it, to be honest, Chris, the better it's going to be as well, because the more balls excuse the pun, but the more balls GW are going to have with the release. Like the Head of Knights of Slaanesh that came out for AOS, they were
getting pretty kinky.
Yeah, they were getting pretty kinky, and they were doing that whole like hermaphrodite sort of both sexes thing so well. And I'm just hoping that when they've realized that it can be like all kind like confusingly sexy, and that's like a really
doesn't have to be gratuitous.
No, it can
like
be suggestive, but it can still be,
and it's cool,
sexy,
Rocky Horror-ish.
Yeah,
it's cool, man.
Yeah. Like that, like almost a
weird
level of sexuality that you can't understand because we're still in 2022. Do you know what I mean? Where those sex warriors are like in the year 40,000.
Yeah, so they give zero fucks.
They're shagging spikes. Like, do you know what I mean?
Whatever that is, I'm going for it. Yeah.
Now, we have to consider in the pub with Fulgrim. Now, there's 3 branching paths. First of all, if you're a single man, then the cast-offs from Fulgrim are going to be absolutely bountiful.
Yeah,
you just by like, it's like when you stand next to Niagara Falls. If you just stick your mouth out, you're gonna get some water in there because of the splashback. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. Yeah.
You're just gonna you'll be all right. But if you're happily taken, then there's nothing in it for you. But we have to consider the third option. Is he going to be like Michael Fassbender in Shame? And is he going to be, if he's not banging, he is like he's a Debbie Downer. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think what's going to happen is he is going to be the best night you've ever had, but he's going to make you feel really out of your comfort zone, right? So he's going to be like, guys, take this green pill.
Yeah.
You'll be like, I don't really do drugs, but he's like, he pushes you to do it, and then you do it, and then you don't know where you are, and then you're doing Jaeger bombs, and then you're like, you're visiting all kinds of different prostitutes, male and female.
Spikes.
You're going to have some regrets when you wake up. You're going to have some regrets.
Yeah. You've got, you wake up in the morning and all of your orifices have been extended massively.
Widened.
You wake up, roll over in bed, and there's a spike there.
There's a spike there. Your nostrils are
and it kisses
massively
you.
enlarged. Yeah, but at the same time, you think, I'm glad that happened once. You know, I've lived that now.
You're going to wake up with the guilt, though. The unnamed guilt you get after drinking. You're just like, ooh, I feel guilty and I can't remember why.
And the problem is then Fulgrim rolls over in the same bed, obviously, and then he goes,
Fulgrim is the bed. He's a snake.
Should we start again? And you go,
what? No, because remember, he's also an amazing artist and musician as well. So you wake up, he's had his fill, right? He's painted an absolutely incredible psychedelic portrait of you, and he's composed a 6-piece classical masterpiece. And he's like, I just did it while you were sleeping. I'll leave it on the side for you. Recorded it as well. And he's like, I've got to go off and do some crusading for a bit.
No. He'll say, come on, we're going for breakfast. And you go, where are we going for breakfast? He'll go to the nightclub. And you'd be like, no, I can't do this. And he goes, I'm the Don of excess. We'll go in again. I think at 20 years old, the prospect of going for a pint with Fulgrim, very, very exciting. In my 30s, terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
It would be scary.
Yeah.
At your comfort zone.
He's just dragging me along.
Out of all the Primarchs, if you're looking for a safe night out with a couple of Guinnesses, there is that to be found in the Loyalists, right? But I think out of all the Traitor Primarchs, you're pretty much only going to want to go for a pint with... I mean, Fulgrim might... I don't know. He might just be like, all right, you do your thing, because he doesn't care. You're beneath him. So he might turn around and be like, oh, suit yourself. Fuck off then. You know what I mean? After you've had a few Jaeger bombs.
This is what we've got to decide here. I think this is either a 10 or a 1. Because, by the very definition of, is it going to be a good night out with Fulgrim? It is going to be the best night out of your life, but it's going to be horrifying. Like, it's going to be to the extreme, because that is Fulgrim. So it's either,
And you'll be hungover for, 2 weeks.
Yeah. But
I think we should... I just think... break the rules again. There's a question mark. No, what we should do is say, if you are under 25, it's a 10. If the player is under 25, it's a 10. If they're over 25, it's a 1.
I'm not bloody writing that.
No, I know what we should do. I know what the answer should be. Brap. The answer is 8 = capital D. That's the answer to this question.
Yes.
I'm gonna write 10, and I'll tell you for why. Because purely on the nature of the question, the nature of the answer, would he be good a night out? Yes, he would be the best. He would give you the best night out. Whether you're ready for it or not, but just purely in theory, he would give you the best night out of your entire life.
Do you know the best way to experience it would be? If you didn't go out with him, you went out with another group, but you sent someone like Morty and John...
Yes.
...out with him, and you... kept tabs on what was going on, you'd be cracking.
Observed his reaction.
Yeah, you just got got Instagram stories about it and stuff like that while you're having a pint. You're just like, what? Morty and John would crumble to dust in the first 5 minutes, though. He would just turn into the Crypt Keeper. He would just be like, his bones. Remember, he hasn't had sex since the Victorian times, so he hasn't So it's been a while for him, and also
I didn't realize they'd invented it then.
Showing a bit of ankle is considered risque to him. So
he'll drop dead on the spot.
His eyes will fall out.
When that spike gets involved.
It's weird. His weird googly eyes will just fall straight out of their head. So
he'll faint. Yeah.
Okay. So sorry, John. Fulgrim. Fulgrim is a big card, right? This is quite surprising. Fulgrim.
All right.
Haircut points 10. Triple hard bastard ability 8. Skinning people alive skill 0. How much does he hate his dad scale 2. Cool gimmick factor 9, and the pint hypothesis is 10. That is Fulgrim. What a card!
That is huge.
What a champ!
Can you hear this, by the way, Sam? Or is it silent?
It's very loud. Okay, still going. This is excessive, Chris. But hey. Stop it!
Come on! Right, boys, we've got 3 more to go. Are you ready for the the penultimate Primarch?
Yeah, let's go.
Perturabo, Primarch of the Iron Warriors chapter.
Interesting. Okay, all right.
Now,
let's go.
Now, haircut points. Doesn't he have hair made of metal?
He's got wires.
Yeah, he's got
cables.
But he is a white guy with dreadlocks, so that.
But it's cables.
Yeah, it's appropriation.
But yeah, it is dreadlocks still, Christopher. So I'm sorry. He is a white guy with dreadlocks.
He is more of a Mediterranean man. He should be anyway.
Well, GW didn't paint him like that. I'll tell you that for free.
No, they didn't paint him like that. But I think he's supposed to have sort of brown, olivey skin.
He definitely doesn't. Did you see what happened when they put a black Ultramarine on the cover, mate? They're not going to go through that again. Jesus Christ. Depressing.
All right. I still think he looks bad. So no matter which way you bend it, whether it's fucking dreadlocks or cables, it's not a great look. It's kind of a weird look, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like so let's say the wires aren't hair. He's got to have low points because he's eschewed hair for wires. Like so by the very theory of the haircut points, he's gone, why have hair when you could have Ethernet cables? And you go, what? And he goes, well, need to get high speed data to my nose. And sorry, Perturbo, like the barber has a terrible time with this guy. Terrible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you've rewired it. You put the green wire and the orange wire the way around.
You've diffused my eyes.
Oh, now I'm going to whine about it for 10 years.
I mean, it's a look. There's the thing that you can say. But the problem is, outside of Affleck's Palace or Cyberdog shops, he's not going to get the street cred that he wants.
No,
so,
I'd put him down at like a 2 or a 3.
Yeah,
it's not the worst you could have, but you know.
He's a 2. He's a 2. Now, we've got to remember, Warsmith Chris is your name, Chris. So you are a son of Perturabo. So
no, but I like Iron Warriors. Perturabo, I'm not a big. Yeah, okay.
I don't mean you're going to be biased. I just mean that you've got some good knowledge that you can share with us on this subject. So because you weren't biased then, if you'd have come out of the gate and gone said, "I love metal dreadlocks," like 10, then we'd have known what we're in for. But I think it's going to be fair. Now, triple hard bastard ability is Perturabo hard.
He is fucking hard. Yeah, he is a mass. He's like 8 foot wide. 8 foot tall, and he bashes the shit out of stuff. The way he's written is he literally
he's
runs
a square,
in and
like a cube.
With every swing, he like smashes 20 dudes into the air. There's no two ways about it. He's hard, and he's got a very big bolter as well. I think he's got like loads of.
He's got like He's got like 2 autocannons on his wrists.
Yeah.
But they've got like 4. They've got like 4 barrels on each autocannon. That's pretty hard. Yeah. And he's wearing Cataphractii, which is the best of the armors. Exactly.
He is super chunky.
Did he kill someone?
He's sort of I don't know if he kills.
Did he kill a Primarch?
There's not many Primarch on Primarch kills, but I think he could have done. He wasn't as. I don't think he was as angry with people. He was just a whiny bastard.
Was he?
In general. I don't think he was out for blood of his brothers or anything, because he got on well with some of them. But I do think in a fight situation, he's going to be like a Dave Bautista kind of
like he's a unit.
Mean? He's a unit, yeah. He's a block. So I'd put him at like 8 or something, because I don't think he's not got something super special. He's just
just solid, and he picks all the fights where people are like hidden in like fortresses and shit. Like that's his favorite. Like he wants the hard
the
fight.
Wall in.
Yeah, he wants to bash the fucking wall in.
Yeah, he's like the Kool-Aid jug. He just smashes through the wall, but then he hits you with a hammer when he's in there.
Iron within. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna say like, because he's not. I think a 7 for me. I'm reaching out because he's a solid unit. He's not got anything that gives him the edge over all his superhuman brothers, but he's a solid. Like I wouldn't want to go up in a fight against him, but
but he's not got. Yeah, he's not like Fulgrim, who's like super fast and the finest swordsman. He's just a big
just a
smashy
beefcake.
man.
He's
like,
just a beefcake.
Break you. Yeah. He's a beefy lad.
He's like Juggernaut in X-Men, isn't he? Like he's gonna fuck some shit up, but he's gonna get foiled eventually because he's not got the X factor. So I think a 7 is like, I think that's where I'm at. Sultan, have you got any opinions on Perturabo, or are you browsing the Forgeworld catalogue again?
Not this time, no. I don't have much to say about Well, not at this stage anyway. He's 7, sure.
7, fine. Yeah, 7's fine. Skinning people alive scale, he gets a 0 for that. How much does he hate his dad's scale? Does he hate his dad, Chris?
10.
Wait, what? So what? Why did you say 10?
Because he hated him even when he was loyal, because he thought he wasn't appreciated, right? So he was already at like a 5 or 6 then. And then he joined the heresy to prove himself, and then when he wasn't recognised, he hated him even more.
He notoriously has the big daddy issues, and that's one of the things. If you're an Iron Warriors player, you can't get around the fact. He's a hard bastard. He's a bit whiny. He's extremely. We'll get onto this later on. There's some things he does which are amazing, but he is fucking whiny. He's constantly going on about how he doesn't get the good jobs, and he's got to dig. He has to dig trenches while Rogel Dawn gets to build all the cool stuff, and he's up there.
We'll come
he's
to
a
that
9.
in his gimmick, but
it can't be a 10 because that's Horus. Like that's the top.
Yeah,
wasn't Kurz a 10?
9. I think we gave Kurz.
Oh, okay. If we gave Kurz a 9, we got.
We gave him a 10. We gave him a 10. We give him a 10.
The thing about Kurz is that he didn't get it for having the deep-rooted hatred. He got it for making a meat effigy.
Yeah, the meat effigy tipped him over the edge.
Yeah, I'll go 9.
9. Yeah, 9 sounds good.
I'll go 9.
He doesn't hate him enough to like have sex with a demon sword or
make
whatever
a meat daddy.
Horus did, or make a meat daddy like that Conrad did. I like occasionally just rewriting the Horus heresy and just seeing if it flies. Because he definitely, when he was talking to that sword, a bit of Slanesh came out and said, "Do you want to have a shag?" And then Horus went, "Fuck it."
It's like, well, GW don't know what it is, but I'll give it a go. Yeah,
I'm dead anyway.
Yeah,
now, as someone who's into Necromunda and he was painting 2,000 points worth of Gene Stealer Cult on Necromunda bases, I'm into Hazard Stripes. So cool gimmick factor. I'm into Hazard Stripes. I'm just going to say that.
Hazard Stripes. The man is a tactical genius, and he builds like incredible stuff. So whereas like fucking what's his name, Rogel Dawn can build like defenses and stuff like
house.
That. Yeah, this man builds like huge, great.
Didn't he build a labyrinth,
like, amphitheaters and labyrinths? Yeah, he builds all kinds of cool shit. I think he deserves a little bit of kudos for that. He deserves kudos for having loads of weapons strapped to his arm.
Yeah.
And being super chunky. And he deserves kudos for having some hazard stripes.
I think...
I'll give him...
Go on, Sultan.
Okay. Sorry, yeah. Before taking into account the dad stuff, I'd give him like a 7. But taking into account the dad stuff, that gets dropped dramatically.
I think,
but then I'd give him points,
that's all he talks about.
Because his gimmick is that he doesn't need gimmicks, so they don't wear wolf pelts, wolf carcasses, and they don't paint their armor.
Apart from all the hazard stripes.
All their vehicles, all their stuff is very industrial. They turn around and said, "You know what? I'm within, right? We're going to be tough on the inside. We don't need to like be fancy looking on the outside." I think
because if we're tough on the inside, we don't worry about what our dads think.
I kind of think
exactly.
It's a weird thing to be advertising that he's got a cool gimmick factor because they don't have any gimmicks.
No, because his gimmick is that he doesn't need a gimmick to be who he is. You know what I mean?
I think he's like he's all right. Like he's cool. But I don't think he has a cool gimmick. I don't think I like that he makes stuff to smash stuff to bits. So he's like a negative Dawn. Like he was clearly written when they wrote Dawn. They went, well, if someone's got to build, someone's got to destroy. So they kind of
the anti-Dawn.
Yeah, he's basically an anti-Dawn. So like,
do you want
anything that goes against Dawn wins points?
I mean, I'm into it, but I just don't think he's got enough of like a mad gimmick that I'm just like.
Before we cast judgment, by the way.
Yep.
His name, right, Perturabo, sounds a lot like perturbed, and perturbed means anxious. So just going to throw that out there, all right? You've got Primark called anxious.
I think a 5.
Yeah, I think that's really fair because I think he's He's not a bad person. He's just missing that X factor for me to push him up to the 7s or 8s. He's just missing that.
Like
a
you said,
bit.
he's Juggernaut. He's Juggernaut.
Yeah.
He's got some cool things going on, but he's going to get foiled eventually. I liked that analogy. He is Juggernaut.
Yeah.
I was going to give him a 4, but looking at his model and stuff, I'm like, okay, I'll give him a 5.
It was the white dreadlocks won it for you. Now, pint hypothesis. I am literally neither here nor there because he's going to talk about his dad a lot, and he's going to be like, you're going to be like, oh, I had a great day at work today, and then he'll go, you know who never gets appreciated, and you'd be like, I didn't even say that, and he goes, me, by my dad, and you go, that doesn't even link to what I was saying.
But
I tell you how I feel
catch him
about
in a good
right?
mood.
Yeah,
okay.
I think when you sit down with him and he says, oh, I've had this wicked idea, yeah? I'm going to build a labyrinth that's like on top of a fucking a spike sticking out the ground. I'm going to build a labyrinth on it, and then around the labyrinth I'm going to build like a MC Escher staircase and all this kind of stuff. And then it's going to have a catapult that can fire all the way around the world and hit itself. I'll be like, oh yeah, wicked, mate. And then you get him a few pints of Guinness in, and then he goes, no, my dad. I just want to talk to you guys. I just want to get this off my chest.
We're back to this again, aren't we? Back to the dad complex.
It starts at like a 7 or an 8. You're like, oh, this is cool, and then it's going to drag down to like a 4 or a 5.
It's literally like Nickelodeon's programming schedule. It starts off you talking to Wile E. Coyote, and he's telling you about he's going to strap a rocket to a catapult. But as time goes on, it gets more like Sister, where it's like, the best thing about parents is when they love you, and mine doesn't love me, so fuck him. It's like. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking
two-way twister.
But then the problem is he doesn't become dangerous. He just becomes a drag. So then you're like, not again.
Kills the vibe.
So
yeah, he kills the vibe.
I don't know. Yeah, like if you have him short bursts, so say you go out for like 2 or 3 pints with him, I reckon like by the 3rd pint he could be like tinkering with something on a table. You're like, what's that? It's like, I made you a little robot. Here you go. And it's like a cool little thing. He's like, oh sweet. He's like, yeah, you have it. Like he's just a cool guy. I like building shit. Have that. Oh, sweet.
Can you take the rough with the smooth? That's the question. Can you stomach it?
He builds the little robot and
just leave after 3 pints.
It's literally like 3 inches high, but next thing you know, little robot smashed the pub to bits. Like, it's only small, but the destructive capabilities of the robot is unbelievable. And he goes, well, that's my job. I don't think he's on the same level. Like, I wouldn't mind going for a pint with him. It'd just be a bit of a drag. And I can't, like, it's not going to be as difficult as, like, fucking Conrad Kurz or anything like that. But I don't think it's going to be particularly high. I'm not bothered.
You know what he is? He is going to the pub for an hour after work with a work colleague. Right?
Yes.
Everyone's going down the pub, and it's like, come down, and you're not going to stay for long because these people are all right, but they're also my work colleagues. You go down, you have an hour, you have a couple of pints, and then it's like, right, I better. It's a school night. I better get off.
Yeah,
better shoot off, and then everyone goes. Just when it's starting to peter down a bit,
Yeah, before it gets too severe, and you find out stuff you don't want to know about him.
Yeah, so for that reason, I think he is middle of the road. I think it's a 5, mate.
I'm gonna say
5 works for me.
I was gonna say a 3 because like I don't want to go for a pint with him, but he's not a problem. Like I'm not like.
Let's do a 4 then.
Let's do a 4. Because he's not gonna be fun, but he's not gonna be fucking hard work.
But he'll have his moments. He will have his moments where he is fun.
He'll tell you some stories from the building site. Tell you some stories from the building site and a few stuff. So, Perturabo.
I did just remember a cool little factoid about him though.
Oh
yeah, go for it. Yeah,
just so spoilers for the Siege of Terror, the book series. So yeah, basically he was going to win. He's like a genius. He was gonna win. And then Horus was like, nah, I'm going to go do this my own way now. And Perturabo was like, what the fuck? Why? Yeah, I'm going to send this. And then Fulgrim was like, oh, I'm going to go fuck some people to death over here. And then he was like, hold on, guys, if you just waited another week, like we'll be in. And then Horus and Fulgrim were like, nah, we're going to go do our own things. And then Perturabo left because of that. And I just like that, you know what? He actually was going to win. That's pretty cool.
I just remember something else as well. We've got to take him down.
Okay.
To a 2. For the pint hypothesis.
Tell me why, Chris.
He decimated his own legion. Was like one of his first acts of when he inherited his legion. He killed 1 in 10 of them. Right, that is a major dickhead move.
So if he does that to his kids, what's he going to do to you in the pub?
What's he going to do to you in a pub? Yeah, give him a
decimate
2,
your pints.
Yeah, like it might not happen, but you'll always be thinking while you're in that pint. Like, is he going to kick my head in at this point?
Yeah.
Chop
I
my
forgot
fingers
about
off,
that.
yeah.
He was a real dickhead to his own
And
boys.
then
Yeah,
the bartender comes over and goes, "You should never drink with white people with dreadlocks. It's your fault, really."
Yeah, that's
And then,
obvious. Yeah.
there you go. So Perturabo, I will reiterate on Perturabo. Haircut points 2, triple R bastard ability 7, skinning people alive skill 0. How much does he hate his dad scale a 9, cool gimmick factor 5, and the pint hypothesis 2. Goodbye, Perturabo. Go and smash some walls. Boys.
2 more.
We've been going
Two
for
more.
nearly 2 hours. It's a bumper of an episode, and we've got 2 more. Are you ready for the penultimate Primark? Damn. It's Magnus the Red, Primark of the Thousand Suns, also known as Paul Daniels. Let's go. Primark. Right. Haircut points. He has got...
10.
It's 10. He's got red
Wild.
hair. Right, listen.
Wild, yeah.
Listen. Can I get real with you, right? As we were growing up, you remember when Rihanna came out and Rihanna was fit, right?
Yeah.
Then, do you remember when Rihanna dyed her hair red?
Yeah.
All bets are off. Next level. No one has seen it before. Everyone was like,
Yeah.
next
It's nuts.
level. So if I'm going to use the Rihanna theory on Magnus, he's super hot. He's got red hair. It's luscious. It's flowing. It's bright red 10. I love his hair.
10.
I love his hair.
Straight up.
And you'd think he wouldn't go for red hair because he's got red skin. So
Yeah,
you'd
I
think
know.
it would be like too much red, but he still carries it off, even
It's
though
not.
it's same
It
colour.
works.
Perfect.
Yeah.
If I walked around with flesh coloured hair, I couldn't carry it off. So the fact he can carry
but
it
he
off,
pulls it off. Yeah.
10. Now, triple hard bastard ability. We've got to remember that not only does he swing like a spear about or whatever, he can also like make you think bad things in your mind and crumple your brain from the inside.
He's a fucking wizard, right? So here's the thing.
Yeah.
He's not triple hard in the traditional sense of he's a big... I mean, he is.
He's
He
a
is a
big
big
lad.
lad. And he can swing a weapon round, but he can also kill you with mind bullets. He can blast you to bits, right? I can't fault the guy. He's going to be up there in the 8 region, I think,
I
for
think
me,
so.
because master of weapon
Wasn't he...
and mind,
Yeah.
body and mind.
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
Well, he's psychically powerful enough that he was supposed to like control the Astronomicon,
Yeah, he's nuts.
which is what the
He's
Emperor
absolutely
does.
nuts.
So yeah, he was pretty fucking hard.
Also, we've all seen Stranger Things. We know how that turns
Yeah.
out. So don't
Yeah.
mess with
Yeah.
Psychers, because 11
Yeah.
is in effect a Psyker,
Oh.
isn't she? And she's
She
a
is,
triple
yeah.
hard bastard. So I think
Yeah, you don't fuck with her.
I think an 8 is about right, because he's good with
Yeah.
his mind. He's got a big spear thing that he likes swiveling about that he's pretty hardcore with. He's in the Pantheon. He is an 8 because he's not the top of triple hard bastards, but I think all these little bits add up.
He gets done a few times as well. He gets done.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets fucked over and he gets done at the same time.
Yeah,
So there's that, but at the same
Yeah.
time, that's rude what happened. So
bit rude.
yeah,
That
carry on.
I think
It's
rude. Do you know what? Right? Shouts out to Stylus, a DZTV regular who collects Thousand Suns. But it cannot be more appropriate that Stylus collects Thousand Suns because he's very clever, very handsome. He's a very well-rounded individual. But he
And he's killed someone.
his plans always never quite come to fruition when he's playing 40k or when he's talking. He'll just make that quick stumble and I'll be like, "You are like Magnus, like you are the best of us, but you're also like just when it matters, you fuck it up." And I love him for that. Like he's flawed, and I like him for that. So we're on to what we saying for triple hard bastard score. I think an 8 is there. Sultan, what do you tell us your thoughts on Magnus?
Yeah, I'd go for an 8. Like, if you're just thinking pure psychic, he's like 10 out of 10. But yeah, obviously, like he's got to carry that around in a body that's been beaten up a few times. So I'd go with an 8.
Yeah,
fair enough. Yeah, because like if you're having like a scrap with him and you get close enough that you can swing a punch at him, then he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. But before then, he'll have melted half your brain with his brain anyway. So he's not 10 because he's got issues. But I think an 8 is there. Skinning people alive skill is a 0. How much does he hate his dad scale? Doesn't he proper hate his dad because his dad told him to fuck off?
No, well, this is weird, right? This is a weird situation. So Magnus is generally a good lad. and he was a good lad up until a certain point, and he wanted to help with things, and he wanted to warn Horus, but then his dad goes, "I'll tell you what, I know what we should do," because he keeps being rude, he keeps being naughty. I'm going to bring him back to Terra, right? Now Horus gets involved and tricks the Emperor's lapdog into basically destroying his whole planet and him. But as far as Magnus is concerned, the Emps has got it in for him. So I think he ends up really not liking him that much when things weren't as bad as they turn. It wasn't actually as bad as it seems. But I think for that very fact that when he was getting all his shit destroyed, he thought that his dad was like killing him. I think there's going to be quite a high hatred level.
I think he's up there because the thing is like he keeps giving his dad loads of chances, doesn't he? Like he keeps like, oh, "It'll be all right, it'll be all right, it'll be all right," and I think it just breeds so much hostility at the end that now he's proper like, "Fuck that guy." So I think I don't know. What are we saying? What do you think? Put a number on it. Sultan, put a number on it.
7. Sultan, you put the number on it.
7.
Yeah,
I'm happy with that.
Because he was loyal to the end, and he thinks he's justified, but he can't really bring it to him to like really hate him. But he's just like, ugh.
He don't like him because he thinks he's wrong, right? And he's so he's just a bit misguided.
He's a bit resentful that he got his shiny planet kicked to bits.
He had everything he'd worked on, and his legion was destroyed, and his body was destroyed.
Yeah.
That's pretty rough.
Yeah, he's not a happy guy.
He's still all right. He's still an all right dude.
I think a 7 is there because he hates him, but it's not like, as Chris is saying, it's not proportional to what the Emperor did to him. But he did that much bullshit to Magnus that he's gonna hate him like pretty fucking hardcore.
He's gonna be annoyed with him anyway. Yeah,
7. Yeah, I think a 7's there because it's high, but it's not as high as it should be.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna posit to you guys that there's nothing much cooler in this world than a Cyclops. So
a Cyclops with red skin and red hair.
We move on to cool gimmick
and
factor.
Wings.
He is a Cyclops. He has wings that look like space. He wears Egyptian armor. He's got an Egyptian weapon. He's got horns where his nipples should be. He's got red hair. Sometimes he's got one eye in the middle like a big Cyclops. He wears golden armor. He is cool as fuck. He's an Egyptian red-skinned super wizard that's got
and he can blow up everybody's head in a whole room. Just bursts open when he wants.
I just think Magnus is.
I think he's cool as fuck.
I think
Magnus is cool as fuck. There's no two ways around it.
I'm not like
even his 30k model is cool as fuck.
Yeah, and the thing is, the 40k model is really good, but it still doesn't do justice to how cool he is. And that's not because the model is bad. It's because he's so cool.
Yeah,
cool.
You can't capture that much coolness. Yeah,
I fucking love Magnus.
He is the most wild Primarch in terms of looks going.
Yeah,
Magnus was.
I think he needs to be like a 9 or a 10. Like
10.
He's big.
I'm saying 10.
He's like so weird. Yeah, I'll go with 10.
Yeah, I'll go with 10.
I can live with 10.
I'll go with 10. He's
the most exciting of all of them. He's the only one that's that far out there. In a good way.
Plus, like. I don't know much about his 40k lore, so maybe Chris, you can fill me in a bit. But in 30k, again, he was a lad.
Yeah, he was cool.
He had his moments, like disobeying dad and all that, but he was a cool guy.
But he was always trying to help, wasn't he? Whoever it was, he was trying to help them all along.
He wasn't ever trying to do anything wrong,
No. He was trying to
He did do
help
stuff
people.
wrong, but just not on purpose. Yeah.
So the whole Magnus did nothing wrong thing comes from that, but he was explicitly told to stop fucking with the war.
Not to do that.
And his brothers told him, so he did... No, he didn't. This is the thing: it's wrong if the law is being set by his brothers and his dad, right? But he's above.
Yeah,
he thought
he's no, this isn't wrong. I'm telling you that this isn't wrong because I can see into the fucking future and the space and everything.
He was like right,
not that far. Apparently.
He was wrong in the actual dictionary definition at the time. He was doing wrong in the eyes of those people. But he could see he was doing it for the greater good, and he could see past it. So the blame lies on him for.
But he did make mistakes.
They should have listened to him.
He did.
They should have listened to him, but he should have explained it better. Like that's a big thing. Like he just went in and went, "Oh, you shouldn't do that because I hope you don't like spaceships and sanguineous with blood." And then instead, he should have just gone, "Listen, guys, I promise you this is going to happen. You've got to believe me. Please, can we all just sit down? But he didn't do that. He just got a bit mardy and went, I'm going to go back to my glass pyramid. So...
yeah, because he got ganged up on a bit, didn't he? He's a bit like, oh, fuck
he
this.
did. He got ganked mid lane.
Still, he's a Cyclops wizard. So 10. Now,
10. You can't beat that.
If you thought going for a pint with normal people was fun, imagine you could just drink pints of water. Oh, what's that? They've turned into pints of wine, like Sam Allardyce. He's a magician.
Don't get me hangover.
Non-stop tricks. He's going to be able to tell you about Egypt. He's going to be able to like make pints come from across the bar. You're not going to spend anything on a round because he's going to magic it out of thin air. Amazing.
I need to add something extra to this. You don't even go to a grotty pub in the public with all those peons, right? He takes you, he goes, lads, come over the pyramid, right? Tonight. He's got the full
glass pyramid
thing set up. He's got little weird familiars, like one of them's a book with a moon head coming out of it, serving you whatever drinks you want. He's making these amazing displays. It would be the best fucking night out, and it's comfy. You don't have to get a taxi home.
Amazing views of Tizca.
We can stay open. Over. It'll teleport you back to your house in the morning. Just fucking 10 out of 10. No,
you're gonna say, I can't come over, Magnus. It's too far, and he'll go, but dang, and then you're in his house, and then he's just walked you, and then you go, I'd love to stay and have some bevs, but I've got work in the morning, I'll have a hangover. And it's like, but dang, and then you don't have a hangover. He stopped that, and then if you thought like a pub telly was big, imagine how big a magician telly's gonna be. It's gonna be
the
like
entire sky.
It's gonna be the biggest telly I've ever seen.
All you can see is
telly.
Whatever you're watching. He goes, right.
You're just looking out the window. You're looking out the window thinking you're watching something like, you're like, what the fuck's going outside the window? It's like, whatever you want, mate. Do you want the sports on? And you just watch outside and there's like the football pitch just appears outside.
Listen, he's a magician, but even he's got limits. He probably can't afford Sky Sports. He's got BT Sports.
No, he's going to put on Jurassic Park. He's going to put on Jurassic Park, and it's the size of the sky, and he makes a massive bowl of perfectly salted and buttered popcorn. And he goes, what drink do you want? And you're like, you know what? I wish that there was a drink that existed that tasted a bit like Guinness, but wasn't quite as thick. And he goes, there you go.
Bang.
And you're like, what's this? And he goes, I've just made it. This doesn't exist.
You know what it does? It extends your life by 10 years with every pint you drink. Also, you won't be hungover in the morning.
It's called Chris Juice. And you go, well, I don't like the name because I don't want to drink a pint of Chris Juice. And he goes, well, it's called Chris Juice now. Deal with it. I'm the magician. Shut up.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing. He's like, come on, mate. I just did everything for you.
And who's that? Who's that? It's Debbie McGee. He's got Debbie McGee's here. It's just, he is, 10. I want to go for a pint with Magnus the Red so much. Even on a basic level, when he's got a fit, I just get him to do like shit magic, like pull this rabbit out of the hat and stuff, just in a normal pub. I just love that. I'd
imagine having a drink with Magnus the Red and Vulcan. Just what a chill night that would be.
No, I want to watch Jurassic Park where it's the whole sky while being served Chris juice and sorted popcorn.
Yeah. That's what I mean. But you're in the Tizca thing. Vulcan's there too. He's like, all right, bud, you having a good time? I'm like, yeah, I am. It's like, so good.
And
then you're sat there, and then just out the corner of your eye, you look around, and there's like this horrible blue demon just lurking in the shadow with 16 eyes coming out the top.
And he goes, don't worry about him.
You're like,
don't worry about him.
The fuck was that? And you don't
pest
anything.
Problem.
He goes, and then Magnus goes, that's Terry, don't worry about Terry, he's just got eyes. And then he goes, he looks like he wants to eat me, and he goes, no, don't worry, if he causes trouble, I'll just whack him on the head and he'll turn into Jeff and Steve, two pink lads. Right, so
Jeff and Steve are a good laugh.
Don't make me whack them, because I'm gonna have to think of 8 new names then for all these bastards. Right, Magnus the Red. This is a strong card. This is a strong show.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Magnus. The only thing about that really good pink horror joke is I did pink after blue, and Stylish is going to complain about that, and all the thousands fans are going to go.
Should have gone down to the
actually.
Well, he went into Brimstone Horrors, didn't he?
No, because we originally said the guy with 16 hours was blue, and then he split into 2 pink guys, and everyone else is just laughing along, Sultan. But you know, one person's going to complain, so I eagerly await the WhatsApp Stylist. I eagerly await it. Magnus the Red, haircut points 10 out of 10, triple odd bastard ability 8 out of 10. Skinning people alive skill 0. How much does he hate his dad scale 7. Cool gimmick factor 10. The pint hypothesis 10. Magnus, what a legend you are.
What a guy.
Lads, we're here. The final Primark. Are we ready?
All right.
Let's wrap this shit up.
I'm very ready.
Let's
it's
do
2
this.
hours and 7 minutes in.
It's Angron, Primarch of the World Eaters. Now, Angron suffers the same problem in that the butcher's nails look even more worse. They look like a white woman has gone on holiday to Jamaica and has got cornrows in her hair. Very bad. Very bad. 0. Any more advances on Angron's hair?
No, I'm with you. 0.
I like it when he's a demon, when he's a big demon prince. Not that he has a model or anything, but like when he's a giant demon prince in the artwork. That's pretty cool with the weird flailing dreadlock things. But he's red then and stuff. Somehow it seems more appropriate. But as his model is Forgeworld right now, I agree.
0. He's got white woman cornrow Jamaican holiday hair. It's not right. You shouldn't be doing that. Now,
Jamaican me crazy.
You shouldn't be doing that either. Triple R bastard ability out of 10. I mean, if this isn't a 10, I don't know what is. It's Angron.
He's 10.
He's Angron. That is his thing. That he's hard. Like, there's no. Is there any discussion?
Didn't he
here?
Like a warhound stepped on him and he just grabbed it, like pushed it back up, and then because he got crushed by the warhound, he held it up long enough to save Lorgar. Then he got crushed by it and got shoved underground. Then he spent an hour digging the wrong way. And then turned around and dug back up, came out and carried on fighting. That's in Betrayer. You should read that book.
I'm gonna.
Ridiculously hard.
He's thick as fuck, but he's triple. This is to be honest with you, a little bit of behind the scenes knowledge here. Triple R bastard ability was written with Angron in mind. Like this was like Angron gets a 10 when I was typing this out, so it's 10, right? Yeah, 10.
And it's called Angry Ron. He's going to be hard. Yeah,
Ronald. Skinning people alive skill 0. How much does Angron hate his dad?
10. Because his dad, he was the only one who didn't secure his home world.
He hates everybody, so it's 10. Yeah,
he does hate everybody.
Yeah,
I think it's 10 because he hates everybody, but he also has his reasons.
Yeah, he also hates his dad.
He's the biggest failure, isn't he?
Yeah,
he failed the most out of everyone. He fucked the whole Crusade thing up. So his dad,
and the Emperor didn't help him at all. Just took him away.
But he was also super fucked off, wasn't he? Because like he was bred to be an arsehole, and also like he felt like he got one of the shittest deals of where he was like landed and what he had to grow up with.
He was a fighting slave.
Yeah, he grew up as a slave with like butcher's nails like smashed into him. So like he really resented his dad for that. So I think a 10 there for sure. Now, cool gimmick factor. His gimmick is that he is angry. He's angry Ron.
I've got to say,
in a world full of angry people,
whilst it looks like cornrows, the butcher's nails themselves is quite a cool gimmick, I think, in terms of character design for an angry guy. Just literally have a splitting fucking headache
all the time.
Oh God, stop! I think that's pretty cool.
I like the fact that he's so angry that he kills his own men. I love the fact that like in all the good guys and the bad guys and there's shades of grey and well, if you look at it from this side or that side, there is nothing with that with Angron. He's just like pure.
He's just a savage. Isn't he?
He's 2D. That kills. He's a 2D character.
But I kind of like that 2D-ness in it. I kind of like that he's so basic and all he wants to do is kill people. I like that he is that flat. Like, if they were all like that, if all the Primarchs were like that, it would be boring as hell. But I like the fact he's a bit cartoony in his... Like, he's the Hulk, isn't he? He's the Hulk. And so, like...
Yeah, he's just angry and smashes everything to bits, including his own men. I think he should be up there like a 6 or something. I think it's... it's kind of cool, but it's not amazing.
I don't... Right, listen. I'm going to lay the cards out on the table. I kind of want Angron to be 0s and 10s across the board in the spirit of Angron. So what's coming up next is, do you want to go for a beer with Angron? That's going to be an easy one. So I kind of want to juke the stats to a 10 just so he can either be all or nothing. Like,
fucking do it. Yeah, all or nothing. Do it.
It makes
10.
sense that Angron would either be like 0 or 10 because he's a binary switch, isn't he? 0 or 1, isn't he? He's off or he's on. Yeah. Right, cool. Give it back to 10. And then the pint hypothesis. There is no way on this earth I ever want to go for a beer with Angron. Because if
he's just drooling at you and grinding his teeth and occasionally flipping a table.
You take a sip of your pint, and the next thing he has punched the pint glass into your fucking face.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He's held it and he's just crushed it in his hands, and he's just punching himself in the face with this hand covered in broken glass shards, and he's looking at you going, and then you're like, I'm dead, aren't I? And before you even said that, he's just like nutted you.
All your teeth are out.
Yeah.
All your teeth have been smashed.
Your face is imploded. Like, you give him a pint, he just bites the pint glass. And the beer is just a byproduct of him biting the pint glass.
I don't even think the
zero.
smoothest talking of any person I know would last more than 30 seconds of trying to soothe him. I don't know anybody. You would just get. Imagine me just saying, "All right, Conrad," and he would the tone 1% sarcasm. He detect it, smash my fucking face in.
Yeah,
dead,
that's
dead,
it.
Dead.
Yeah, your jaw doesn't exist anymore.
So, due to the fact that I do like being alive, I am gonna give him a 0 for the pint hypothesis because. Yeah, if Kurz was a bit weird and like wondering if the waitress would make a nice new hat with a flesh, Angron is just
rug,
like he's just you've not even got into the pub. Like that's the basics of it. You've not even you're outside scrapping already.
Yeah,
like
he knocks on the front door by knocking the front door in. Come on, James, time to go down the pub. You walk down the stairs. You say, "All right, mate," and he goes, "I'm not your fucking mate." Knocks you out. It's over. It's over.
Or you get
before you've
puts his fist through your face.
You get to the pub, or you get to the pub just about, and the bouncer goes to Angron, not tonight, not with them shoes, and he goes, "These shoes," and then he just like he gets his shoes off, and then he just like
feeds into the bouncer.
Yeah, he just feeds it to the bouncer, and then just does all kinds of things and paints a nice portrait with his blood.
Horrible.
He's an angry man. Angry Ron gets a 0 for the.
He's an angry Ron. Yeah,
this is probably my favorite card so far. Right, so the final Primarch, Angron, haircut points 0, triple hard bastard ability 10, skinning people alive ability skill 0. How much does he hate his dad scale 10, cool gimmick factor 10. Pint hypothesis 0. All or nothing for Angron. Angron! And boys, at over 2 hours, we have now done Top Trumps cards for every single Primark. I'm proud of us, boys. I'm proud of us.
Well done, lads.
Woo!
Well done.
Let's not do one this long again.
Oh my god! Yeah. For people just listening to these Primark Top Trumps, we're not going to do episodes this long. Usually, it's a little treat. So next time we're on, don't expect 2 episodes.
We're doing 15 minutes top for the next one to make up for it.
You get in a tight.
We're going to do YouTube Shorts.
You get in a tight 5, and then we're off.
A reel. Yeah.
Speaking of next episodes, what episode is this? Episode number 9.
It's episode 10 next. This is 9.
10. So,
yeah.
Are we gonna reveal our plans?
No, I think we should do it on Instagram because I really want to edit this before I go to bed. So.
Okay. So
fuck everybody off.
So what we'll do is, so you heard it here first. We're going to announce. We've got something.
You heard it for you first. Fuck you.
We've got basically just quickly. We're basically hoping to do a live stream for episode 10. We'll let you know if you follow us on Instagram, we'll let you know the details. But it's going to be on YouTube, and it's likely going to be on a Friday night. But we might do it on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. We'll let you know all the details. But our plan is we're going to have some beers and celebrate 10 episodes of the FineCast.
10 whole episodes.
That's a big deal for us.
The other thing the other thing that I think we need to make clear as well is that it will be a normal episode. We'll be recording a normal episode, but you'll be able to watch it live if you want to. We might look at some comments here and there, but the point is it's just a bit of fun, and it's going to happen live.
Still for public consumption.
It's basically an excuse for us to sit down with a beer and pat ourselves on the back that we managed to do 10 episodes because we're famously lazy. So the fact we've done 10 episodes is a miracle. And if people have any questions or just want to make funny little snarky comments, then we can react and put people down live and have fun with that. But we will give you full details nearer the time. We might not do it, but we're going to try. We've currently got plans in place we'll get all our calendars together and we'll release the details on Instagram. And we also might be doing some kind of giveaway where you could win something cool. So just keep it locked on Instagram and we'll announce it in the Deployment Zone Discord maybe.
Where is the Instagram, Brap?
The Instagram, you can just find us on, what is it?
FineCast
Podcast.
Jesus.
FineCast
Podcast. If you want to find all our shows, you want to find where to get us, the YouTube channel, everything, just go on bonemagic.com. It's as simple as possible. It'll send you to our Instagram, send you to our YouTube, and send us everywhere. And you can listen to us on all kinds of podcast devices. I would read reviews and do all that shit.
It's magic.
But it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. We're nearly dead.
I would I would like to give a little shout out to the music that accompanies these episodes. It's by LA French, and you can check out LA French's music at lafrench.bandcamp.com. You're going to hear the music at the start and end of every episode because that's how it works. It's really cool.
Nice.
Not that anyone gets to the end.
No, not after 2 hours, 20 minutes.
Yeah, no one's going to hear it at the end, but if you were listening at the start, that was what you heard.
If you got to the end, please send us a message on Instagram, FineCast Podcast on Instagram. Send us just a message just saying
I did it.
Beans.
What's your favourite sandwich?
Thanks.
Tell us what your favourite sandwich is.
Yeah, what's your favourite sandwich?
What's your favourite sandwich? But also, if you can just sign off as Beans, that'd be great.
Oh, we don't want to
sign off as Beans.
We don't want to get into your weird sordid bean fantasies again.
There's nothing wrong with Beans.
That's the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. I've been Sultan.
Oh my god!
Shut
oh
your
my
mouth.
god!
You know how this goes, you bastard.
Right,
Who's going? I've been.